All right. Well, I am live, or I should say, we are live. It would help if I turned the mic up, wouldn't it? Okay. Hi, everyone. Sorry. According to according to YouTube, I am now live. We are now live. I hope that you are with us, and I hope that you can hear me. All right. That seems to be what's going on here. If you're here, please say hello. I think we have all one of you, please. Well, we're gonna have some good news today. Let's hope it remains all good news, because I do not want human beings hurt. By which I mean, people who are for freedom. And I do not mean narcissists, because I don't think narcissists are actually humans. They're just imitations of humans. They're not real. They're not real people, just robots. There's some sort of like unemotional demon that is in a human body for some reason, which is better be good. Hi, Patty McIntosh Mize. Haven't seen you anywhere for a very long time. I don't know what LTNS means. Frank Machnick, commies aren't people. Birds aren't real. Okay. Maybe you can. We're going to call this People's Worldwide War Against Tyranny. Love and liberty against hate and oppression. Because you see, folks, if you don't already know, there are protests in cities all over the world right now. A lot that I probably don't even know about. I kind of hit the ground running this morning, and I've been doing a lot of different stuff. And one of those things is to collect together first and foremost, and then other sources wherein you can see these protests all over the world. So the second link that I put in the description below is to what you're seeing here. This is my webpage. And there are, excuse me, well, there's a link to this live stream, so you can watch the live stream within a live stream, I guess. If I clicked on that, I think we go into another dimension. But here we have Ford Fisher's News to Share live stream right here. In fact, I should probably start playing something. This is at the Capitol of the USA. All right. But we also have this right here, which I think is Greek. Is that Greek or Russian? I can't tell. Damn it. And there should be an embedded video right below that, but it didn't want to do that. Okay. Well, anyway, Will Johnson. What's Will Johnson's Unite America First, or just Unite America, something like that. He has a live stream right here. This one, I believe, protest. That one maybe in okay, not Denmark, somewhere in Europe. God damn it, I forget. But anyway, Turkey, France, I believe Germany, a lot in Australia, a lot here in America, Washington, D.C., not the only one. So, for example, you have over there in Olympia, Washington, Tiny and some Proud Boys are standing tall saying, hey, you shot Tiny in the foot. We're not going to back down. I hope everybody's safe there. I hope, local Antifa are fighting with each other and turning each other in for that shooting to do any damage to any humans out there. London. Excuse me. And more at the U.S. Capitol, Black Conservative Preacher. Also, there are hashtags like crazy. If you click on any of these hashtags, you'll see tons of stuff. Freedom Rally, we will all be there. We will all be there, Australia. We will all be there, UK. We will all be there, USA. Freedom Rally USA, Freedom Rally London, Freedom Rally DC. On and on and on. Hashtag no vaccine passports. Hashtag no vaccine passports anywhere. Hashtag no green pass. Hashtag Australia protest. Libertad, which I think is French. This is definitely French. Non-al pass sanitaire. I'm probably not saying that right, but I think that translates to no health pass or no medical pass. No vaccine pass, probably. Well, no health pass. Hashtag free Australia. Hashtag worldwide demonstration. you name it. But there's a lot of shit going on, and it seems like a tipping point has been reached a few days ago. I think Joe, a little bit before that apex, the fulcrum point, the tip, and maybe almost at it, and then maybe what's her name? That apex. But anyway, don't know if this is real. But Maji Nawaz tends to be reliable. He's over there in the UK, and he is sharing this, which is apparently from Nigel Farage. All right. And apparently he told the Telegraph UK, I will not obey any more lockdowns. That's Nigel Farage. Okay. Damn. God damn it. Wow. I hope that's real. I haven't had time to fact check that. So I just 100% if that is real. I really don't. But the source tends to be reliable. Okay. But check this out. Worldwide Rally for Freedom. Canada. Yeah, that's another one. Look at all this. It will probably take a minute. I have really bad well, everything's moving slow, and that's probably because my brain's going so fast. And I have a slow computer, slow connection, fast brain. But hashtag we will all be there Saturday, September 18th, 2021, and Sunday. Oh, okay. So tomorrow as well, at least in some places. Victoria, BC. That's British Canada. Victoria, BC only. All right. But Saturday, September 8th, which is today, Worldwide Freedom Rally, our Worldwide Rally for Freedom 4.0. Together we are free. Canada, official location. So if you're in Canada, there's Calgary at 1 p.m. Central, Charlottetown. You can read the times. I'm not going to read everything. Cranbrook, Edmonton, Fredericton, Halifax, Kelowna, London. Do they mean the London, or is there a London, Canada? Montreal. Right now I hear South Park going, where, pray tell, is this Montreal? Second, I guess. I don't know. St. John's, Toronto, Ottawa, Prince George, Quebec City, Vancouver, Victoria, and Winnipeg. And there's more, but it's in French. So check the chat. Hopefully we're not breaking up too much. How you doing, Alice? How you doing? It's always sunny. It's always great to see you guys here, and everybody else, of course, there's a lot in the chat. Howdy and stuff. And okay. LTNS means long time no see. Yes. Okay. Well, that's kind of what I was saying to you. Yeah. All right. I don't know if you're ever on Facebook. I'm usually kicked off of Facebook. I'm on, everybody, just so you know. I'm on Clout Hub, Gab, Minds, and I stopped using Parler because I think they're either full of shit or so fucking neglect themselves. Either that or they're just trying to cheat us all. Long time to say. Can't stop the signal. Don't know what you mean. Alice Dark says, howdy. It's always sunny in Portlandia. If Ford Fisher, as he projects that he's, well, okay, then he is a disgrace to the Fisher name, and we don't claim him. Yeah, I don't really know. As far as I can tell, he just wants to film what's going on, but very closely. But I think it's kind of like a Tim Pool when Tim Pool was still doing that stuff, which is, Antifa's going to hate him. Or later, he's going to have to be against Antifa because they will make sure of it. Anyway, I could be wrong.
Update on Nicki Minaj.
Not update on Nicki Minaj from Tabby. Try to be a little louder, maybe.
Yeah. So, anyways, the update on Nicki Minaj is that the CNN reporter has threatened her family.
Oh, right.
And she and here's the message.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Starts off, hi, good day. My name is Charlene Rampersad. That's a fucked up name, man. I'm a reporter with with Guardian Media. I was hoping to speak to you for an article. Would that be possible? Was it your friend Nikki was speaking about, Mr. Daniel?
I think you might have to be a lot louder.
Yeah. Anyways, basically this reporter's asking I was also hoping to have a conversation with your friend. That would be Nikki. I know you're hesitant to speak with us, but just letting you know, CNN is in the country looking for you. I'm on. Okay, here. Okay, here it is. And when they find you, they won't hesitate to reveal where you live.
Really?
Anything and anyone who is tied to you.
Threat.
And Nikki posted those messages with this message attached. They're forcing my family to have to hide out. I guess her cousin over there, I'm guessing. This is what speaking up looks like. Millions of poor people are treated this way by people you think are the good guys. This is unconscionable. And she's right. Millions of people are trod on and shit on every day by the fucking media because the media doesn't want them to think that way. And demons, so everybody hate them. So Pelosi, you think all of those fucking people really fucking care? They're the bad guys, and you're sitting there fucking fapping your meat to them. And then her next one is, threatening my family in Trinidad won't bode well for you. And then she winks and blows him a kiss. That means they're probably going to hatchet some people. I'd be sharpening whatever I had. Pin someone up.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, thank you. And, she's just an example. I wish she wasn't such a unsavory character who likes to glorify some of the worst aspects of humanity, but hey, maybe it's just all her selling stuff, but still bad influence. Marketing, yeah, I know. Bad influence, though. You're still poisoning culture. I'm making money. Yeah, fuck you.
Britney Spears did. She poisoned it a different way.
Yeah. Fort Fisher says he's a libertarian. Frank says I have my own antisocial network. Okay. Always Sunny in Portlandia says that he sprechen Sie Deutsch. Ich sprechen Sie Deutsch nicht sehr gut. I speak German not very well. Or not well. No, not sehr. No, that's not the right word. Nicht gut. Ich totally blipped. Oh, so you're saying that when she speaks, or that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't like me. I'm the boogeyman for a lot of people.
What's a chip? C-H? Sunny Portland says, yeah, Minaj gets no respect for me and is married to a CHIMO. Don't know what that means. Mo. I'm not going to say it out loud because if it's some sort of, I don't know what it means. Now it says, now I'm blipped. Well, folks. Yeah, it is a nice sunny day over here. The weather is fine. I'm very close to the router. I'm hooked directly into it. There is actually no excuse, even though we live out in that should be good enough, but not for YouTube. Most of the time when we use like a much smaller tech to log, we're pretty good. Most of the time when we on the platform joshwhotv.com, we're usually fine, even if it's raining out. So there's no way that this one guy on the platform can manage to get us a good live stream under the same conditions, and that YouTube, a mega corporation, can't. Spain, Puerto Rico, New York in USA, South Africa, another South Africa, Chicago, Mexico City, Argentina, California, Silicon Valley, Trinidad and Tobago, in New Delhi in India, Melbourne, Australia. I don't know how to say that in Chile, right? Rancagua. Like, that's all the continents, I think. In Africa? Yeah. I mean, I guess that's all the continents, man. Yeah, continent. At least every continent. Wow. Okay, so what else I wanted to show you? Let's see here. Worldwide demonstration for freedom. Oh, wow. Look at it. Damn. All right, let's have a look at this. I'm not into the music. I'm just going to turn that down. Australia, Sydney. Okay, yeah. Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. Ireland. Dublin. Rome in Italy. Stockholm, Sweden. Manchester, England. Belize, city in Belize. Cardiff, Council UK. Winnipeg, Canada. Barcelona, Spain. Brisbane, Australia. New York, USA. Mexico City. George in South Africa. Scarborough, England. Sorry. New Delhi, India. Kiev in Ukraine. Perth in Australia. Lisbon in Portugal. Formosa, capital in the Philippines. Salta in Argentina. Birmingham, England. Santa Barbara, California. I don't know how to say that in Spain. Wellington, New Zealand. Christchurch, New Zealand. Germany, I guess, to be announced. So yeah, Belo Horizonte is somewhere in Brazil. Mumbai, India. Tokyo, Japan. Belgium, somewhere. Oh, those places. Brasilia, Japan. Glasgow, Scotland. Belgrade, Serbia. Helsinki, Finland. Toronto, Canada. Vancouver, Canada. Cape Town, South Africa. Hobart, Australia. Townsville, Australia. Byron Bay. Love that name. Sacramento, California. Houston, Texas. Tel Aviv, Israel. Santiago, Chile. Cordoba, Argentina. Bristol, England. Leeds in England. Buenos Aires, Sao Paulo, Brazil. Melbourne, Australia. Byron Bay, Australia. They already said that. Gympie, Australia. Gijon, Asturias, Spain, I guess is how you say it. I don't know. Damn if I know. But wow. Okay. Now, I think I'll get back to that in a minute. Doing the math, that's one of my things here. But not very long ago, did you know about this, Tabby, and everybody else? Not very long ago, the States can't stop COVID spread. Finally, saying it in clear, straightforward language. The thing is, there are a lot of idiots out there, like, maybe I shouldn't even say who this person is, but let's say somebody's really close to me who has no excuse for being this fucking stupid. Email them a link to this article where this is the Wall Street Journal that you trust saying vaccine mandates can't stop COVID spread. That person would just shake. That's it. Yeah. And then they would still call me crazy for saying, well, the Wall Street Journal says this. No, it doesn't. I sent you the link. No, you didn't. Okay. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, there's people, because unfortunately I love some of them. I can't help it because you can't pick your family. Anyway, vaccine mandates can't stop COVID spread. Coercion won't work because those without symptoms can still pass on infection. By a Joseph A. Ladapo, I guess. Oh yeah, they want you to. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I'll give it to you for free because they want you to pay for this, and there's no way I'm going to do that. So what do I do here? Oh, where it says archive. Okay, where it says archive. Again, there's a link to everything that I'm showing you, by the way. Second link below. That's everything we've been looking at. And then you click on where it says archive, and that way you can read this story for free. And I don't think I'm going to read the whole thing out loud. Tabby's being really patient. We have work to do today, and I've been neglecting it. Work that you actually get paid to do, like what your real job is to do. I've been neglecting that. But anyway, ironically, and I say ironically because, okay, you guys know the band Megadeth, right? Megadeth. That's a term, means millions of deaths or more. Megadeth. That's the name of the band. Ironically, the singer of the band Megadeth, Dave Mustaine, is against, well, Megadeaths. You see, Dave Mustaine tells metal crowd they are living in tyranny, calls out medical business. All right. If this is not, maybe we could just watch it. Yeah, let's watch it here. All right, maybe we'll watch a little bit. Okay. All right. I think it's somewhere in this video. I probably should have read the article a little bit more clearly. So let's where did I write that? Okay. MCR Newsbusters. Okay, it is an article, so one of the founding members of Metallica, Dave Mustaine, is actually embracing the spirit of metal and sticking it straight to the freaking man. Where am I? I had to increase the size of the screen here. During a recent concert in New Jersey, Mustaine gave a speech about how Americans are living in tyranny right now. Mustaine has been writing songs about government tyranny, the military-industrial complex, and the New World Order for more than 30 years. So this is not a big stretch. Yeah, I mean, if you folks remember, what is there more? The big album that really got them attention is "Killing Is My Business is Good." Something like that. Death is my business and business is good. Killing is my kid. Yeah, killing is my business and business is good. And it's like a warmongering evil character, right? So yeah, at least he's putting his money where his mouth is. In a set on September 15th, a show featuring blistering metal classics and some new tracks, Mustaine made a point to share a moment with the crowd and bask in the unity that we've all been missing since the outbreak of the Wuhan virus. He remarked about the power of being in a raucous crowd of like-minded people away from the bureaucratic nags who demand that we stop the fun because it risks spreading coronavirus. Let's see, have I been kicked offline now? All right, I'm going to check the chat really quick. Now I'm okay. Am I even? Oh, okay. Wait. All right, so Alice, damn you. All right. Seems like things are good enough to continue. Okay, where was I? Mustaine began by asking, quote, "Is there anybody here besides me who's having a great fucking time?" Unquote. The crowd roared back affirmatively, flashing devil horn signs and cheering him on. For both the metalhead and crowd, it's clear it had been too long without a show. Quote, "But I just want to tell you how great it is. Look around, you guys. Look to your right, look to your left, and see how wonderful it is." Unquote, he said. Quote, "We're all here together. We're not in fucking bags, you know? We're not fucking out, and we're not yelling at people. Where's your fucking mask?" Unquote, he added. How already is. Quote, Where's your mask, you loud cow?" Unquote, the singer asked the hypothetical masked Nazi as chants of USA, you, and a few intermittent "fuck Joe Biden's" could be heard from the crowd as well. We have a protest in our, I tell you where we live, but it's a small place and it's in the mountains, and it's just great. And there's people out there, honk if you hate Joe Biden, or honk if you love America, or honk if Joe Biden's not your president, and everybody's driving by. And there were kids there, so I didn't say the F word, but F Joe Biden. I may put the video on our channel. Maybe, depends. I mean, it's kind of a crappy video and whatever. But anyway, Mustaine acknowledged the spirit of the crowd, saying, quote, "It starts kind of sensation that we feel now, where we feel together. We feel like there's strength in numbers, where we are invincible, able to stop us." Unquote. Yeah, you listening to that, Washington? You listening to that, CCP, the government of China? You're not going to win. Okay, love always conquers over hate. Intelligence always conquers over stupidity, and you are hate and stupidity. The reason why you are in the position that you are in right now is because you are full of hate and stupidity. By definition, you will lose, loser. Political moment we are facing in our society, especially drop the big T word. Quote, "See, the thing right now, what's going on is tyranny. This is called tyranny. Look it up when you get home." Urges fans. Quote, "And tyranny isn't only in government. Tyranny right now is in the school. It's not hard to agree. As Americans seeing critical race theory and enforced mandates burning our kids in school, and seeing any vaccinations being absolutely crushed in the public square, We recognize the tyranny. Mustaine continues, especially us, heavy metal fans, we have the power to change the ambitious authoritarians in office. There's plenty of hope. All right. Wow. That is great. I may end up playing that video. It may be worth it. 21 minutes. You see. But we are ignoring the live streams, really. And I am ignoring the chat. But I'm going to get back to the live streams. Ooh. Okay, thank goodness I didn't have the sound on. All right, and by the way, folks, why don't you tell me what I'm going to play some live streams. What would you like to see? So, would you like to see Washington D.C.? Do you want to see it from Will Johnson? Do you want to see it from Fort Fisher? Do you want to see London? Do you want to see some other nation? You tell me. Justin Cringe, love the name. CCP declared war on Soros. Them up on that one. Yeah. When I start hearing words like Soros and stuff like that, I kind of roll my eyes and go, okay, there's going to be no receipts, is there? And then I look and yeah, there's no receipts. All right. Hey, what's up, Adam Fluff? Yes, fuck YouTube. YouTube hates freedom. YouTube hates liberty. YouTube just hates us. They hate they hate their content creators. They hate their viewers. Alice says, China's now running JTube. It's very obvious on the media channels. All right. I'm not sure what JTube is. If China, Tony Salamoti, if China would only stop eating bean sprouts, let them grow, they could feed their. Okay. Italian, is it? I'm pretty sure Dr. Fauci is Italian. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but man, I don't like feeling hatred towards that man. I have to admit, and a lot of it is so fucking stupid. He's out there showing everybody what cards he's holding. He goes out there and he shows everybody what cards he's holding. And he does this sort of smirk. He does a smirk where he's like, I am so else I could just smirk about it. Meanwhile, we're all watching. He's stupid by exactly what he's thinking all the time. That man must be in the position that he is in because he is clueless but easy to direct around. You know, like the higher ups must be like, dude, you could tell him to do or say anything, and he's like, okay, yeah. Wow. Wait, Tabby, what's that?
This is JTube, and this is what he means. You see all the wording underneath the things here?
Yeah.
They're all Chinese. That means that it's mostly most of the videos are entered and put on JTube by Chinese individuals.
Okay.
Not the CCP. So it's most likely owned by them.
He's a Jesuit too? No. Fauci's a Jesuit. Well, I mean, you know, some Italians are Jesuits.
I know he's a douchebag.
Yeah, he's scum. He's absolute fucking scum. TikTok is better.
That's awesome.
I mean, they already got
harvesting info.
Yeah. Long ago, illegally gathering and selling it. And then it's like, remember that was like, oh, it's a Chinese intelligence gathering thing. And then all of a sudden they were like, wait. Hold on, everybody. No, we took it away from China. It's all safe now.
I don't
Right.
The software still comes from China, so they should have some.
Obviously,
it's
yes.
China. No one
obviously.
Out a way to get into it, even if you sell it.
There's no way that TikTok is not. Facebook too. Facebook admitted it. They had to say sorry for doing it, but that's what they do. They gather your information and they sell it to China.
That's why it's stupid that they want to say, oh, security and stuff. With technology that you keep purchasing, fucking China, you moron.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to make your own tech.
Yeah.
But we only use the small part. It's enough.
Yeah. If you haven't already seen this, folks, let's see here, doing the math. Okay, that's included in this thing, the People's Worldwide, blah 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 blah. Near the bottom, I put a link to doing the math. You should check it out. Share it with other people. It gives you the math, and it's like, okay, wait. If we're supposed to trust the government and we're supposed to trust Fauci, well, then according to their own fucking numbers, the math comes out you shouldn't be worried about COVID-19. And it certainly doesn't justify what they're doing. Okay? I think we're not going to read that, so I'm going to get that. So now it's going to be live stream time. I'm going to just shut up and play one of these live streams, and you folks can go ahead and comment, and then I'm going to go to the next live stream and then the next one, or maybe jump around. But for the time being, I'm going to shut up for at least a half hour, if not more. Before I do so, is there anything you want to say to me or anything like that before I go silent for a while? Been reloading a lot of fishing lures. Even these people went up, so you don't get it. All right. Alrighty, folks. Well, I thank you very much for being here, all 7 of you. I'm going to lower the volume on my microphone and play some live stream for you, but I will be back to speak with you all, folks. Thank you. All right. The microphone is now muted, and I think I will play. I'm going to play Will Johnson's one. What's that, babe?
I have to go get chicken food and meat.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to wrap this up so I can go with you, baby.
Everyone should be screaming if they're holding people without due process.
I don't think they are, though. You think they're holding people?
Not all of them. Not. I'm just saying, the people that didn't even go in there holding against due process. Everybody should be.
Tell you what, folks, what I'm going to try to do is find something that is currently live. So, actually, then I should go over to YouTube and do it this way. Yeah, it's sad that even though I say fuck YouTube, there's certain things you can only get from YouTube, really. And I could click on my own video and you could watch yourself watching yourself live. Well, actually, here, Common Sense Conservative. Don't know too much about that guy, but I thought he was going to be over there at the rally in Olympia, Washington, but apparently he's at Washington State Capitol. Yeah, he is. Okay, well, then we're going to go to that. Okay, this is kind of connected to, it's an anti-mandate protest, but it really is also a big middle finger to Antifa, basically saying, you could shoot us, but you're not going to scare us away. So we're going to keep this on live, folks. If it buffers, sorry, there's nothing I can do about that. But I will be back in a little while. Thank you. Enjoy. Oh, sound. It would help if I put sound on.
Sure. Are you videoing me?
Yes, sir.
Please turn off the video.
Can't do it.
Why not?
It's a live stream. It's on. I can make it face away from you though if you want to.
Okay.
Sure.
Who are you representing with the live stream?
I have a media company called CSC Media Group. I'm the Common Sense Conservative.
Common Sense Conservative.
You can turn the air on.
Live stream.
Yes, sir. I live stream, I video, and I report.
Okay. And how many people are on your stream right now?
There are about 300 people on the stream right now.
Okay. Very good. So I have a audience of 300 people.
Yep. I mean, for now. I mean, there's going to be tens of thousands of people that are going to watch it later. Yeah.
I have much larger audience.
Sure.
Okay. So are you one?
No.
We've never met one.
Nope.
Okay. Why not?
I'm a reporter.
Okay. Reporters run for.
But I feel like right now, for the last few years that I've been doing this, that my calling has been reporting, showing what's going on out there in the world. Kind of fill a hole that's out there.
Okay, so you were gathering the crowd.
Sure.
Okay, so your purpose as a journalist is
To show people the truth.
Their opinions. Your proof, because your little camera
Shows what happens. Yes, that's what my camera does.
Your little camera. I know media.
Uh-huh.
It's just this little anus that you look at the world through.
Sure.
Okay.
Now, why don't you scan the whole area?
Okay.
So that the audience can see
Said the guy who was like, "Don't turn the camera on me."
Those of us who are here
Yep.
actually are finding common ground rather than looking to your little pinhole camera, trying to convince people that your point of view is a valid point of view.
I don't do that actually. I go out and I film events and things that happen. And then I have a show where I give my point of view and stuff like that. But,
So you treat this as a surveillance business.
yes, I go out and I show things that happen. That's what I do.
So you're surveilling everybody around.
Yep.
To see if they're on the right side of the motion.
Nope, just showing them what happens.
Okay, so why did you pick me?
Because you were making a scene, so I figured you wanted to talk to somebody, so I would talk to you.
Okay. The reason there's a scene is because I'm wearing something that doesn't stand here.
Yeah, weird, nobody's wearing a mask.
Okay. You wear glasses?
Yes,
Why?
for my safety. People
Safety.
Yeah. have threatened to kill me many times. So, and assault me, yes.
My God.
This man here has had his head caved in a few times. Yep, in Olympia.
You guys hang out at the bar.
No, don't drink.
No, protecting people who are on the left.
Oh, yeah.
When you ride the motorcycle, you wear a hard hat. I don't ride a motorcycle. Bicycle. I have too old for a bicycle. Oh, come on. Back in the day when I was a kid, we didn't use those. Okay, so as we're live streaming, I'd like your audience to recognize.
We're up to 500 people now, by the way, just so you know.
I'd like to recognize that this gentleman appears to be on camera. Sir? Any comment? Let's get it. I'm 73. How old are you? I'm 60. You're 60. Well, I will be 60. I'm not there yet, but I'm working on it. Oh, yeah. I'm probably as healthy as I've ever been. Sweet. Yeah, too much smoking. I got bladder cancer for stage University of Washington as an operated thing. So I have a certain opinion that people take efforts to. I'm not going down on my fight, neither are you. Absolutely. You guys stay in the situation where you haven't been kidnapped. It's happened once or twice, yeah. And yeah, I've had to defend myself. Let's stare down federal officers.
So what were you wanting to talk to her about?
She had an interesting sign. And the sign said, risk does not come with freedom. And it's an intriguing.
It's probably said freedom was. It's probably the other way around. Freedom doesn't come without risk. Probably.
Once you saw my map, we wrote names. Now, I understand risk. I've operated as a equipment.
Only the freaks can answer the rest.
I understand that as risk occurs, freedom of overcoming risk comes with an understanding what you can do and what you can't.
Right.
So my brain's too small to look up phones. I'm not going to be able to successfully do it.
Right.
If I don't have the tools that I need to correct weighting, I won't be able to successfully do it.
Dottie, why don't you go outside? Come on, baby.
Right now,
Come on, Dottie. Come on.
73, 100 bucks. Go, 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 go. Couple of grandkids. All right. It's maybe makes sense to access the tools that are freely available to you to make sure that you can complete your task.
Sure.
I'm not on a suicide mission. understand how she feels that just because there is a risk that you choose to engage in. I understand risk. This gentleman understands risk, and he decides not to ride bicycle because he's concerned about falling off. With good reason. But I would like to encourage your audience to consider that there are tools available to protect them from risk. To follow the common sense conservative. Likely, there are tools available.
Devils.
You won't be somebody overloaded or
Well, I mean, the reason that all these people are out here is because a lot of these people are vaccinated, but they don't agree with the mandate, being forced to take, that risk away kind of a thing.
I got a 50-year career in construction. When I started out, it was old t-shirts and old sneakers. By the time I was done, I had earplugs, safety glasses, hard hat, pair of gloves, and hearing protection.
Right?
Now, would you say that's an improvement?
Sure.
But these were all mandated.
Well, not really. I mean, you could have left and joined a different career. You don't get to sit there and go.
Look, I'm an engineer as a union operator. Why would I leave a good paying career because a hard hat happened to be a
Yeah, did you have to wear that hard hat at home? Yeah, did you have to wear it at home? Did you have to wear it to go jump on a bus?
There's one under my bed because we live in a Megadeth area.
Yeah, but are you forced to wear it?
So if the ground starts shaking, yeah, hell yeah, I'll put that hard hat on.
Well, if the ground starts shaking, sure. So, but if the governor sat there and said you need to wear your hard hat everywhere you go all the time, well, that's kind of a different story, isn't it? Because that'd be pretty stupid,
Okay.
right?
You're trying to create a false comparison.
No,
Yes.
the governor is telling you that you have to wear a mask and that you have to take a medication, even
No.
though I don't need to take that medication.
Don't shout me down. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
Okay, so over 700,000 people have perished.
Almost 700,000, yes.
Actually, but would you say that that is a ground shaking?
No, because only a couple 100,000 more people died last year than the year before, so that's not really a big issue. That's a normal year, with just a slight uptick with boomers dying out.
You're willing to trade the life of 700,000 people.
That would have died anyway? Yeah, that's fine.
A nebulous benefit to us.
Absolutely. Because again, very, very few more people died last year than the year before.
Okay, now these are statistics. I don't know what the basis is, but
The CDC.
you know, I still grieve for those 700,000.
Do you know anybody that actually died of COVID? Personally? Do you know anybody personally?
Do I have to know them personally?
I'm just curious because none of these people know anybody that's died of COVID either personally.
That's because there's only one in 100 that have perished.
Yeah.
So,
It's 0.002% of the people who get it die from it. Like why? I don't understand why the big deal is.
okay, how many people died for saved by heart crashes?
Say that again?
How many people's lives, as a practical matter, are saved by a hard hat or a crash?
A very small percentage,
So why do we wear
just in case. So why don't you wear the mask every year for the rest of your life? Because you might get the flu and die.
well, because I took the flu vaccine.
People get sick from the flu vaccine. People die who get the flu vaccine as
Actually,
well.
the flu vaccine,
Thousands of people die.
the flu vaccine wrapped me now over the COVID vaccines.
Say that again?
Okay. Do you understand what a vaccination is?
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, actually, the old vaccines were pretty much they give you a little bit of it, and then they give you.
Don't talk about the old. What is a vaccine?
It is giving you something to fight off the disease. No, what is it?
It's giving you a dumbed down version of the disease that your body manufactures immunity to.
Everything except for this one, yes.
Everything except this one.
Yeah, COVID is a brand new technology. Completely brand new. They don't give you a little taste of COVID and hope it gives you your antibodies. This is a completely new technology. Yes. COVID vaccine is completely new technology. mRNA vaccines have never ever existed until 2020.
Okay, so your
Knowledgeable. Yes.
dispute is with mRNA.
No, actually, I think that it's a perfectly good idea for people like you who are older, who you said you have health issues and stuff like that. You should absolutely get it. It's smart. It's smart for you. But for young people that have no chance of dying ever from COVID, why?
Oh, look, there's another couple there wearing masks.
Yeah, they're leftists who don't want people to know who they are.
So why do you discriminate against me because I'm wearing a mask?
I'm not.
And you think I'm giving up a freedom?
If you're telling other people they have to wear it, that's giving up a freedom.
No, I didn't say you had to, but I said a reasonable and rational person would consider that as a way to be a participant in the general society and reduce the level of infection.
Sure, but all these people are only standing against being forced to wear them.
Well, the only thing that's forcing them to
Is the governor.
no.
And the president.
May I disagree? The only thing that's forcing you to is an organism called a virus who doesn't give a damn about your politics, your age,
They do. It does give a damn about your age.
your gender, or anything else.
It definitely gives a damn about your age. I got COVID and I was perfectly fine. So did a lot of these people. A lot of the majority of Americans got COVID and never even knew they had it because it is so minor.
Quite possibly. But our common enemy is not our political system.
The people who are forcing people to take a medication they don't need and to wear a mask.
Virus.
That is who the enemy
Our
is.
common enemy is a virus. Just like 100 years ago.
I already beat the virus, so it's not my enemy anymore.
Okay, lucky you, but how about the rest of us?
The vast majority, 99.9% of the population. Yes, 99.9% of the population.
You're just spouting numbers.
No, that's straight from the CDC.
You're just spouting numbers.
Feel free to go do the research. I've done tons of videos on it showing CDC and NIH studies.
I'm sure you look at the world through your
Nope.
Well, that's what you're walking around with.
I'm walking around showing people what's going on. That's what I walk around with.
What is going around other than a wacko with a power amplifier screaming about Jesus?
And all of these people standing up against tyranny. That's what's going on right
Standing
now.
up against tyranny?
Yes.
The tyranny against COVID?
Tyranny against the population. Did your representative vote for you to have to wear a mask when you go shopping? Did they vote to make sure you wore that you got the vaccine? Did they vote for it? Did your representative vote? They did not. The governor said this is what's going to happen. Your representatives did not.
How do you know you're not representative?
If you're a Washingtonian, there's not a single representative or senator in the state of Washington who voted for the mandates, who voted for the vaccines, who voted for any of it.
Okay.
Not a one.
I remember back in the fuel crisis when President Nixon said everybody had to drive 55. Remember the rock song? I can't drive. I can't drive 55.
And
The president of the United States told everybody to slow down.
okay,
Now, were people pissed that they couldn't drive 70 miles an hour through Montana?
sure,
Why?
because they got their freedom taken away.
Their freedom to go 70 miles an hour.
Sure,
So you're against speed limits.
yeah, actually, unless of course the people vote them in. Sure, I'm against any policy that is not directed by the people of the state or
Are you
country.
Southern Italian? Because you sound like a Southern Italian. You can't make me do this.
It's called freedom and liberty. That's the whole point of being an American is being and having a representative government.
You drive through Southern Italy and a stop sign is a suggestion. It's not a mandate.
Is that a joke?
No, it's reality.
All right.
It's a cultural norm there.
Okay.
Now, if if you don't believe there's supposed to be speed limits, how do you make me feel a little more comfortable? I'm doing 60 and you're doing 75.
I don't care about your comfort. Your comfort is your own issue. 100%.
Now we are into.
Yeah, your comfort is your own problem, not mine.
Okay, so if I use the highways at the legal speed limit and you choose not to, you now pose a danger to me.
You can get off the freeway if you don't like going autobahn speeds, and you can take all the side roads if you want to go slow.
So
It's personal responsibility.
I'm not talking slow, I'm talking the speed limit.
Okay.
So
Nobody goes the speed limit on Interstate 5 anywhere between Canada and Mexico. The speed limit is posted at
I
70.
know that to be untrue because
You don't drive very much then.
no, I'm a commercial truck driver and I can't drive that fast.
Okay, yeah, and everybody's
Yeah,
passing you
yeah.
like you're stopped.
See, you are making no sense.
I drive for a living, sir.
Okay,
The flow of traffic is 80, even if you're going through Oregon.
What is
What?
you see? You
I'm a
drive-
journalist. I already
you
told
drive
you that,
for a
pumpkin.
living.
Yes.
I tell you, when you
I
got
travel all over this country.
when you got 80,000 pounds behind you and an asshole like you comes up on the highway,
It passes you because you're going 65? Yes, that's what everybody does.
because you're going so fast, you pull in front of the truck and then you step on the brakes.
Ooh, why would they do that? Why
Because
would they step on the brakes in front of your truck?
they missed their off ramp. Ask any trucker what these guys are doing. 80, 90
Even if they're going the speed limit, which is 10 miles an hour faster than you're allowed to drive, that still happens.
Okay.
If you're going 65 and they're going 75, that's the same thing.
All you truckers.
I didn't say I'm going 80. I'm saying the flow of traffic is 80.
Just drive over the concrete.
So you're not advocating for people to get hurt? I thought you cared about your masses and stuff like that. That's why you're wearing the mask and want everybody to get the jab because you care about your fellow man. But you just told all the truckers to run anybody off the road.
It comes down to the mask, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't.
How about
It
the
comes to
safety?
personal
How about the
responsibility.
safety glasses? How about the waterproof jacket?
Those are choices
How
that I
about
get
the
to make.
sidearm?
Choices that I get to make.
How about the
Yes.
sidearm?
Yeah, what about it?
Okay.
Choices I get to make. Nobody's
Because
forcing me to
you
do
are
it.
afraid of the rest of the people.
I'm not afraid of anybody.
So
I
why
am
are you armed?
for mine and their protection.
So why are you armed in a public space?
For my and their protection.
Are you going to protect me?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because why not?
I didn't ask you to carry a firearm in a public space, and I'm going to ask you right now to vacate the space because you are in violation of Washington state law.
Actually, I'm not. But second of all, you don't know if I'm carrying a
I know
firearm.
damn well.
Yeah? Where is it?
You are carrying a gun, right?
Where is it?
I can get an officer here.
Please do. Oh, do it. That'd be awesome. I'm well within my rights. If I was carrying, I'm well within my rights to carry here.
So you're going to protect me with deadly force, right?
If I have to,
Against who?
against people who have come out repeatedly to hurt these people.
Hurt these people.
Yes. Actually, you see that tall Samoan brown guy on the neighborhood right there? He was shot 2 weekends ago
True.
by people who want to hurt these people.
Yeah. And Trump sent his goon squad to do an extrajudicial assassination right here in Lacey. We know
When was that? What are you talking about?
you are a journalist. You're supposed to know this shit.
Well, if you're making stuff up, it kind of makes it hard for people who live in the real world to talk about it.
You talk to the Lacey police regarding the incident in which a group of people came and assassinated a guy in his own parking lot.
Who was that? Who got assassinated?
A citizen.
A citizen.
A citizen.
And when was this again?
About a year ago.
And it happened up in Lacey, and there were a bunch of Trumpers?
Yeah.
How do you know there were a bunch of Trumpers? Because somebody told you they were?
Trump said it was a revenge killing.
Trump said it was a revenge killing.
Yeah.
Did he? Where did you hear that? Did you hear that on CNN?
He said he deserved it.
Said he deserved it. Are you talking about Ryan Hall, the guy who murdered Aaron J. Danielson in downtown Portland? Who opened fire around Portland, and
Okay.
you're saying it was a revenge killing by the feds.
Did he identify himself?
Yes.
Did you know? Public knowledge where he resided?
Michael Reinhold?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So why would you have to show up
Because he fled the state when he murdered Aaron J. Danielson.
with all the information necessary for him to be apprehended?
Yes, and they were there to apprehend
But
him.
he wasn't entitled to a trial, was he?
Yes, he was.
He was not entitled to a trial because you shot the poor man.
He shot first.
That's usually what happens in a gun battle.
Yes, the man who was dead fired at federal officers before he was killed.
Okay.
Yes, that is what happens in a gun battle.
You are not a sensible conservative.
I'm a person who lives in the real world who actually has
All
facts.
you are is a fascist.
I'm a fascist. How am I a fascist? You know what this means? Don't tread on me. That means freedom and liberty. That is the opposite of fascism.
Actually,
Okay,
it comes from another state, which is at stake.
comes from another state. It comes from the Revolutionary War.
What is the state that that's implicated?
South Carolina during the 1770s.
Go north, dude.
Where?
Go north.
You tell me where.
It's on their state flag.
Don't tread on me is on a state flag.
Yeah,
Oh, please tell me which state that is.
look it up.
Oh no, feel free to tell me.
Okay.
Oh, I'm good, thank you.
Because you guys appropriate every image that you can think of.
This is from the Revolutionary War, Cupcake.
Right.
Yes.
From which state?
Who gives a shit? Nobody cares
You
what
don't know your
state.
history. do you?
I know my history very well. Thank you very much. you try to make like something that is totally irrelevant matter. That is hilarious.
Murdering a U.S. citizen.
Who was murdered?
Murdering a U.S. citizen.
Aaron J. Danielson was murdered. Yes.
Murdering a citizen without benefit of trial by jury.
If he didn't start shooting at federal officers, he'd be alive today in trial, probably in prison.
Is tyranny.
Listen carefully. If he didn't open fire on federal officers, they would not have shot him. And he'd be in prison today. That's what happens. Like if somebody starts shooting at me, I will kill them. Like it's really that easy. If federal officers are getting fired upon, they will shoot the person who is shooting at them and probably kill them. That is the real world. No, the real world. That's reality. So you think the cops should have just stood there and died, right? Is that what you're saying? The cops should have just stood there and died. How do you arrest them when the guy is shooting at you? He was not unarmed at the time. There's witnesses that were there that said that he shot first.
Anybody in your field knows the cops screw up. They will plant a weapon.
So the cops are going to plant the neighborhood giving their account, which says Reinhold shot first. The cops did that. The cops went, hey, buddy, we know that you saw us shoot him and murder him, but can you please just tell everybody that he shot first?
Your cops will execute a man on the streets.
White people more than anybody. God, they're racist.
Your people will execute a man on the
My
streets.
people?
Yes.
Who are my people?
The people who choose to take the life of somebody that they see as the enemy.
Well, the only people who die so far or get shot is Tiny over there, Aaron J. Danielson walking down the street, and, oh yeah, people who are assaulting or shooting at police officers.
So you never heard George Floyd being summoned there?
Have you ever watched the video of George Floyd, perfectly fine and dandy? He was saying that he couldn't breathe when he was still in the police car. Did you see that? Did you see the part where he's like, I can't breathe when nobody was touching him, literally?
Is he dead?
Yeah, he's dead.
Okay. Was it adjudicated in court
Sure.
that he was murdered?
Yeah, the jury was definitely, a little coerced there, wasn't it? Yeah. It wasn't murder. Excessive force, maybe, but murder, no.
You don't agree with the jury?
Absolutely not. When you have thousands of people on the side saying they're going to burn down your houses and kill you if you say he's innocent, I wonder what the jury's going to say.
You don't want to go to the speed limit. You don't agree with juries.
But do you think that jury was impartial? Do you think that jury wasn't coerced at all? No, I've answered all your questions. You answered this one. Do you think that jury wasn't coerced at all when they had congressmen and mobs of people out there saying they were going to burn down the city if they didn't find him guilty? You don't think that had anything to do with the verdict?
I've been involved. Okay, how many juries do you have?
0.
Why not?
I don't get picked.
Why don't you get picked? Don't you vote?
I sure do.
Okay, if you vote,
Most people don't go on jury. Like it's
why not?
because it's a lottery. It's all just by chance on who gets picked.
And most people talk their way out of it.
Stupid people.
Okay, so you've never been on a jury, so you don't know what it's like inside of a room where there's a group of people.
Saying they're going to kill you if you don't vote guilty. Yes, I don't know what that means, but I get people saying they're going to kill me just because I talk about freedom and liberty. So I mean, I kind of get it.
You haven't been in elective office, you've never served on a jury, you're walking around with a gun protecting me, although you're not a police officer.
Correct. How cool is it that people like me save millions of lives where the cops don't? Isn't that awesome?
And you walk around with your pinhole camera pretending to speak for people.
No, I don't pretend to speak for anybody.
Yes, you do, because
How do I do that?
you just told me that the jury was coerced.
Oh, 100%. Like anybody with any form of rational thought knows that that jury was coerced.
Did the jury say they were coerced?
Well, if they admitted to being coerced, they'd be in jail. So, nope.
So,
Even though one of them did actually get their house, vandalized. But I mean, that wouldn't have anything to do with it either, right?
so you were creating your own reality.
Nope, that's the reality. It's not my own reality. That's real reality. In the age of information and Google, ignorance is a choice. Your ignorance is a choice.
You're walking around with a form of coercion, firearm, and a.
What is my form of coercion?
And
Doing this and filming people? Are you kidding?
so you're walking around with a form of coercion, and you are now speaking to the jury.
I am stating facts. Yes, that's offense to you people. I get it. But yes, I'm stating facts.
What do you mean, you people?
You know what I mean by you people.
What do you mean by you people?
White people, obviously.
Oh, how do you know I'm white?
Because I can see you. How do you know I'm white? Oh. Do you identify as Jamaican? Okay, and South Central makes you Latino? No, so what do you identify as if you're not white? You do realize that me saying white people as you people was an absolute joke, right? Kind of like this meaning white power? That's ridiculous. Nobody gives a shit if you're white.
When you guys get pinned in the wall, you say, "Oh, I meant that as a joke."
And me saying that you people means you're white is the biggest no shit comment of the day. Hey, well, my word said I would defend you with my life. So does that offend you too?
I don't want you to defend me with your life. I want you to get vaccinated.
Why would I get vaccinated? I already have antibodies, which have proven to be a lot more effective than the vaccine.
You're a tough young man. I'm 73 years old with cancer.
I'm glad you got vaccinated. You'll live longer.
So why would you be glad that I got vaccinated? I gave up my freedom.
No, you didn't give up your freedom. You made a choice to get vaccinated.
Ships going down. I said, "Oh, I don't need a life preserver. I'm a stronger swimmer."
That's your choice. You get to live with the consequences if you're not.
You call that choice, I call it stupidity.
Hey, but people have the freedom to be stupid in America, don't they?
Amen, brother.
You're right.
And as long as guys like you keep saying that they're being smart by being stupid, they will drown.
Whatever you say, Gramps. I'm going to go to a rally now for a guy who was shot by your people. Have a wonderful day there, fella. Oh, you're right here. We don't got to find one, homie. All right, guys. I'm sorry. That was, I'm on my way out. It was just, I was having too much fun. I apologize. Wow, there's 1,200 people watching this? Holy crap. So, anyway, so I'm going to be going offline now for a minute. That's amazing. There's 1,200 people on here right now. I had no idea. I was having way too much fun with the old guy. But so yeah, I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna go down to the next event, and I will come back on. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys hit that bell so that way you get the alert that I am live again. Make sure you hit that like button. I'm dying right now. Like, it's just hilarious that there were that many people watching me talk to that guy. I will be back. Thank you, TS. Thank you, TS. I just got that. Now I can't go live. I don't want to identify the vehicle that I'm driving in. And there's some setup and stuff that has to get done. So, yeah, I can't stay live during it, but I'll be back up probably in about a half hour. Thank you guys. I'll be back in a minute.
Calm down. It looks like your video stopped.
I don't know. Look about it. Nice. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Like the video, subscribe, don't share it. Because I'm going to put it private anyway. Yeah, give us a subscribe. Do it. Please get me to 7,000. I want to get to 7,000 tonight. Probably won't. It'll be absolutely amazing if I get to 7,000. I'm so fucking happy. And yeah, if you would like to donate, you can. Links in the description. That would really help. Spending a lot of money talking around. Also, I'm saving a lot. Alright guys, listen, thank you. Have a good one, alright?
Dottie, stop it. Shut up.
Maybe 14. The break comes back 24. Oh. You just jettisoned yourself off the bed, little one. What are you doing, Cookie? Oh, what is the Cookie Kitty up to? Crazy girl. Your daughter's insane. She's a crazy kitten. Uh-huh. Cookie's nuts. He is nuts, Cookie. Yeah, that's a blooper. I see that in bloopers. I'll crush it. Pretty luck. You peed on that. Dirty girl.
This is in Leipzig, Germany. And the funny thing is, I don't know if these Antifas are actually fighting against fascism or if they're just like out there to protest the people who are protesting against fascism.
Hard to tell.
Yeah, I mean, it may be different in Europe. Is that what the actual plastic before I can get that fucking piece of tape thing off.
I gotta get the disco ball finish. I'm pushing it. My arm is burnt. I'm gonna get these lights on this thing and it kills me. This is crazy. Danny, come hold me. On your time, brother. Come on. 30 seconds. Don't screw it up now.
I'm so happy with this addition here. I think I'm gonna be some competition.
That's my toe.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes, give me.
When I was a kid, I saw a few times on the news, like, I guess, newsworthy examples of people making amazing sandcastles or other things on the beach.
Yeah.
And so every time that we went to the beach, I'm like, okay. I'm not going to spend 3 hours running back and forth doing this, that, and the other thing. I'm going to
Build something.
start building a life-size shark, and by the time we're about to go home, it'll be big enough.
Never happens. You get like a fin and then you get bored.
Well, further than that, but
You know what I mean. You
Yeah.
never actually finish the object. You just
Yeah.
finish a portion of it and go, right, it looks enough like it. I'm going to go do something else.
kind of, and it's just
Or
like,
you just
you know,
don't run
you're-
out of time and have to go home.
Well, you know, it's hard to just focus on one thing when your siblings or friends are running around, jumping into waves, or running up the sand dunes, or
Yeah,
doing
you
that.
get bored after a while because you want to go play.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
You just get a part way in and you leave.
And I always wanted to do this thing that I've seen them do, like somebody do on the news, which is you make a really realistic shark, and then you take some spray paint and you
Paint it,
spray it,
yeah.
and it's like it looks so real.
Yeah. What? That's not for you. I was just standing up, so don't leave.
The story is a little vague. I'm not clear as to what is actually happening. And your height is there, but it feels just barely. It kind of squeaks by.
I didn't want any negative comments. I mean, this is the finale. I've been doing awesome work every time. And if this is the only time that I slip a little, talk about the wrong time.
No, that's attached to me and doesn't belong in your mouth. No. Did I do those chicken tender things?
Sure. You want some?
I'm considering.
I could use some.
Be nice to my foot, please. Why are you being so mean to me, kitten? Talk to your daughter. She's being aggressive.
All gone.
You can get 2 pairs of glasses and a free eye exam starting at just $69.95. 2 pairs, and they don't even have to be identical. In fact, one pair can be practical and sturdy, while the other pair is super stylish and wildly good looking. Not that it's a contest or anything. 2 pairs and a free quality eye exam starting at just $69.95. The exam alone is worth at least $50. Book yours today at americasbest.com. The silent type, I see. Yeah, what are you doing? You don't need to call and listen to Series 6. I mean, you can listen in. You know that. What? Come inside. Thank you, man. I was in there just laughing.
5 years ago, I told him your mattress was awful. Remember this guy? Yeah. Left, and we're still using raw ends, yes. Are you still sleeping on that hot, sticky memory foam mattress? Or did you take my advice and buy the only mattress with the purple grip? Because the purple grip inside the purple mattress isn't like all those other mattresses using the same memory foam, which is sweltering, angry,
any need for PDA here at the office between us because when we get home, we are going to make love to and with one another, and that to me is the best Valentine's Day present that a person could receive. So I bid you all adieu. I do. Kiss each other all the way.
And they mean bloopers as in the ones that get taken off the belt for being irregular or semi-crushed.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. They don't have them marked though, so it's kind of a gambit as which one you get.
For...
Like you see, one of them has chocolate and nuts. I think you'll like it. I think it's this one.
My perfect Valentine's Day?
It looks like this one.
3 cell phones in front of me. Fielding desperate calls from people who want to buy one of the 50 restaurant reservations I made over 6 months ago. Anybody can be Prince Charming when they get here with their dinner
Fitted
and
to the
flowers
same
and all that.
kind.
But you know what impresses me?
I think it's chocolate.
A guy
Is
who
it?
fuck.
no days a year.
Yeah, like there's ones in there with peanuts in them, but you gotta like root them out. If you bite one and don't like it, don't worry about throwing it back in there. I'll keep the damn thing.
Someone to share his
Great, it's gonna be blue, pink, and yellow.
Just avoid the round ones. These ones are likely to have that in it, and sometimes these ones. But these ones you can just snap in half and see what's in there.
I got a delivery for you.
This looks like a nuts out there. Or is that
I was
pink?
supposed to deliver this one first.
Do you like any of these? I didn't think anybody actually liked that. Like, I thought it was just one of those things, like, everybody thinks that somebody somewhere likes it, but really what it is, it's the manufacturer just cutting corners. Going, like,
Some
oh,
people
nobody
like
likes
them.
it, but people still buy it.
Some like them, some don't. I usually eat them last. But I don't find them distasteful. Disgusting, I think.
After 3 years of writing, 1 year of shooting, 4 years of reshooting, and 2 years of editing, I have finally completed my movie, Threat Level Midnight.
Would you let me know if that ever stops?
They're in England right now.
No. Still says
Well, I don't
Germany.
know. It's somewhere in Europe.
Okay, does it say Germany in the corner?
Yeah.
Municipal TV.
Yeah, I see now. Yeah,
Pretty sure that's-
Germany,
Looks like Germany.
Well, don't put words in my mouth. Threat Level Midnight.
it all looks the same over there to me.
Great lost film of Michael Scott.
I mean, the styles of streets and buildings are so interchangeable in most of these countries. And
Yeah,
what am
Northwestern.
I looking at here? You know, it's kind of hard to tell.
Northwestern Europe resembles itself, and Southern Europe resembles itself. And then Eastern Europe resembles itself. Although there is sort of like, sometimes it's hard to tell between Germany and Russia and Poland. So.
I mean, the architecture and the street building.
Yeah, it's
Most of them are identical.
I thought we were talking.
Yeah. That's their plants that use different zones and different plants.
Thanks, Mom.
Earlier, I was having trouble telling if because of the letters used. I'm like, I can't tell if that's a Russian, Turkish, Greek.
Yeah, you only never know if it's Russian if you get that weird backwards 3.
Yeah, but some to me, some Russian looks a lot like Greek, and
Yeah.
then like the Turkish looks like something else, and I don't remember what. But sometimes like, mix those two up.
He was once the best secret agent in the business. That was years ago. Where is he now? Well, that's also an interesting story.
Master Skarn. Master Skarn. I play Samuel, Michael Skarn's robot butler. I wanted Samuel's voice.
To be like this.
But Michael thought that Samuel should be a very advanced android, almost indistinguishable from a real person.
Wish Dwight wouldn't stop trying to play him like an android.
It's the president. He needs you for a mission.
Which is kind of sad because Dwight didn't get to achieve the ultimate form of being Mark Zuckerberg. Android.
Yeah. Good point.
He's an angry bastard. The kid was like, there it is. Yeah, I've seen parents do that. It's like, that's disgusting.
But she didn't just do it because, like, oh, we had dirty faces. She did it because she was angry. She never did it calmly. It was always angrily. So it's like, I don't think the dirt or the
Was the
cleanliness
issue
was
here.
the issue. I think it was her mood.
That was extra corny. No.
Or the character. I
Or the
took
makeup.
role to impress a receptionist who will remain nameless. Well,
Mm.
the All-Star game was 3 days away, so naturally it was all slowed down. The only way Scott was getting in was in a uniform.
Love his angry driving.
Then, Scott didn't know
Where he's going nowhere.
Yeah, he's just sitting in one spot. And then
main trainer, Cherokee Jack.
he's just there.
I'm not here to learn how to mod, I'm here to learn how to
Great cuts.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're actually made like that, which is what they're making fun of. It's hilarious.
Yeah, sometimes it really does.
Like, what's his name? Ed Wood.
Oh, yeah.
Quick cutaways that make no fucking sense and, you know, surplus footage from out of nowhere.
Yes.
It's a squid attack. Now there's buffaloes. Like, what?
I'm not very good at cooking these, you know, so like it's still good tasting, but you know, like you want it to be nice and fluffy and just slightly crispy, but not like sort of heavy and soggy. And you don't want it to be cold. You don't want it to be too, you know. I
What the
thought,
fuck am I looking at?
oh, it's upside down. First
Oh,
of
it's
all,
one of those pizza things?
no, is a
Croissant cheesy thing?
yeah
Ah,
with what do they call that cheese?
feta?
No, it's not
Gouda?
that. Yeah, I think it's good. Control? A little hot.
You have food, little mouse. Come on now. Come on, Cookie. I'm glad you have a piggy appetite. Now go eat from your own bowl.
You piggy.
She's like, but I want to try that. Can I try that? No. Right now, little girl.
So what are we gonna do? We're gonna make pumpkin bread. Okay. Want me to go? Well, it jumped into the ball itself, because if it will, that's a whole new show. The magic
Yeah,
show will
I'll
start
turn the
now.
volume back on.
So,
Doopy-doo. At least for a little bit. Yeah. All right, everybody. Yeah, I am here. Now, I don't know whether the Antifa presence in Germany here is it to protest actual tyranny,
from the government and whoever they're working with? Or are they there to protest against people who are protesting against the tyranny? Because in America, that's how it's been. In America, the people who call themselves Antifa can be counted on to act basically as the brown shirts did for Nazi Germany. Basically doing the stuff that the police can't really get away with because, they have badge numbers and all that. That's what fucking Antifa does here in America. They act as the unpaid goons, as volunteer goons for the police state. That's what Antifa does in America. And then if people show up to protest for freedom against the government and lockdowns and all that, Antifa shows up to attack them. They are not anti-fascist. At least in America. Tony says, get some. Oh, damn it. You even wrote me a whole thing about how to pronounce your name, and I don't remember. Chronic Abundance Nicolaus? Maybe Nicolaus? Because Nicolas would have no O in it. Well, it would have one O. Then why are you lived in communism to have anything good to say about it? Only it and Murph and why, I guess, are they fleeing commie tyranny? Go live in China if you want communism. Yes, thank you very much. Stephen says Berlin Antifa is paid by the government, protest against normal people. Yeah, I don't even know if they get paid because they're so willing to do it.
The Wrangler, few of the managers do.
All right, could you say it again louder though?
The Wranglers and the managers do. That's why I say every time you see somebody with a bullhorn, to do really stupid shit and fuck up their life. People you go after. The ones with the horns and the microphone and shit. Those are the problem ones. The other ones are just stupid idiots.
Yeah, some of them
lost youth. Like what happened with most of the man family were just lost youth.
Yeah, they weren't government agents. They were just
answer because life hadn't given them one yet, and they thought it needed to.
Right.
That's what this. And the managers, they're the ones. Megaphone, that's who you hit.
Yep. Are you guys hearing? Chronic Abundance Nicholas, we got a fool. XD, who's a commie in the comments trolling the chat. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that's funny. If you are in the chat and you are communist, as in pro-communist, please tell me why. I am curious. And just so you know, before us a lot of wasted time. Okay. The question. Just know that you're a nation of Spock from Star Trek. All right, and a private detective and attorney. So if you're just going to be like blah 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 blah, change the subject, blah blah blah, irrational answer, blah blah. Could you check on that bit? Let's see here. The stream is breaking up. Yeah, it usually is. Babe.
I know, I'm going. I got to.
Okay, but can you do it now?
Yeah.
And let's see here. Oh yeah, so the whole Antifa thing. All right, I'm going to find another live stream, and I'll put it on for you folks. Beep. How about muted the microphone for now.
Weird, gross ice cream on your stuff. Weird. Just mix it. Let me mix. Let me mix. Let me mix. You get it either way. Let me mix. Okay.
I found a great live stream, but it's fucking muted.
Okay. Yeah.
That's annoying.
No, God. No, that's the babies. It's not happening. Over there you go. When she leaves, you can have the remainder of the
You
series.
get back there somehow. You can't do it.
Oh, okay. I got it.
Okay, fantastic. So yes, the city of San Francisco is certainly pretty early to this train wreck. I understand that, and I understand the deadline of September 29th. First of all, it's so hypocritical, right? Do you all catch the picture of the maskless mayor? Yeah. It's just crazy. And then you all heard the news yesterday about the FDA advisory panel. This is the tightest no return. I just want to say that yesterday the FDA advisory panel voted against the booster shots 16-2. Now, I don't know if you all knew that 2 senior FDA regulators had quit. Did you all know that? That's highly unusual.
The what regulators?
FDA regulators have quit, 2 senior ones,
Oh,
because the
gotcha.
White House mandated vaccines, and the FDA had just previously backed the vaccines. And what the White House did violates the Nuremberg Code, and the FDA knows that those vaccines are dangerous. So they backed the 2 that were in charge at the time fucking left. They don't want to go to prison.
Good.
They did what they knew would keep them out.
I mean, fuck them for being selfish about it, but at least that happened.
That's how bad it scared them. They're like, oh, fuck.
So let's go through the facts. The government, who happens to be the employer for many of you, states the following in that document, the public health order. Quote, the best way to address the current surge and future surges is for everyone who is eligible to get fully vaccinated as soon as possible. Now, that's on page 1. I'm telling you now, that is a huge lie. It is a whopper, a falsehood, inaccurate. The vaccines were created to combat Wuhan virus. We can talk about if they were even effective in any way, shape, or form for that. But what's not in dispute is that the Wuhan variant no longer exists in America. What we have now is the Delta variant. For all the fact checkers out there, you're going to be so disappointed because I'm going to give references for everything I'm saying. Okay? CDC Director Walensky said on August 6th, when she was forced to, that Delta variant is more than 99.5 or 99.9% of what's out there. It's also on the CDC.gov website. She was also forced to say on August 6th that the shots don't work to stop transmission of Delta. That's per the CDC. So then you're looking at this health order that's saying that the best way to address the surge is to get these shots. How is that possible? So, fair. If what's out there is Delta and the shots don't work against transmission of Delta, what is the legal basis to require anyone to take a shot? The only authority the government has over medical treatment, to the extent any authority, is to protect the public health. There's well-established law in America that you can't be required to take any treatment for your own personal benefit. You're allowed to do or not do anything medically that suits you. If you needed to take a pill once a week to save your life and you chose not to do it, even if it was entirely irrational, you absolutely have a right to do that. So that's the law. So if this thing doesn't stop transmission, there's actually no public health basis, and the pretext for even throwing it out at everyone is gone. At most you could argue, and I would argue vehemently against, but at most you could argue that it's a personal treatment. At most. And it's not a very good personal treatment, but that's at most. One moment. Sorry about that. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you for being here.
I'm very happy to be here. I like to be with warriors. I like to be with people who fight. That's why we exist in America's Frontline Doctors, is to help the fighters. Let's unravel this past year. I'm going to start with the beginning lies. They lied about everything. Now, the lies were as following. They told you that the virus was very, very dangerous. What they didn't tell you is it's not the virus, it's the individual's susceptibility to the virus. We knew that since the beginning because children weren't getting sick. Many diseases affect people of all ages, infancy to adulthood and old age, and some preferentially select certain ages. We knew from the beginning it wasn't attacking the children. Therefore, it wasn't the virus, it's the individual susceptibility. We knew that immediately, and there's been tons of evidence since. So that was the first lie. The second lie is this lie that they said there's something called asymptomatic spread.
Bullshit.
Okay. So for the fact checkers out there who think that asymptomatic spread is a thing, and that I'm just making up that it's not a thing, go look at the Wuhan study. This was a study of 10 million people. 10 million people who were PCR positive and had no symptoms whatsoever were checked to see how many other people they made clinically sick. Out of 10 million people, asymptomatic, PCR positive, how many did they make sick? Any guesses? Zero. Now, that's only one study. I bring that to you because it's a really large study, but there were many studies like this. Asymptomatic spread is not a thing. Think how different this would have gone down if you hadn't been bamboozled with that, right? You know, the 6 feet, the social distancing, can't get together because, you know, you might be standing next to someone who might have something. That was all a lie. Number three, they have you scared. It's kind of related to number one, that it's not the virus, it's the individual susceptibility. But never forget that the average age of death from this thing exceeds the national life expectancy. Like, it gets you at the end of your life. Like all things do. And I sometimes think that people on the other side think that death is optional. It's kind of like, if only I didn't go down that road, I won't ever die. Like, what are they talking about? This gets you at the end of life. All the numbers have said this since the beginning. The most recent statistics from the CDC, I think it was around mid-May, they said that 95% of people who died with COVID-19 had 4 comorbidities. Not 2.6, as you've heard earlier, but it's 4. 4 comorbidities. What are the most important comorbidities? Obesity. The one who ever allowed to say it was considered fat shaming. It's just a fact. It's obesity, okay? And by the way, I was obese. I was my doctor, and I was definitely afraid of this thing. I'd like them to tell me that the thing that they can do. One of the things we tell people when they get COVID, control your sugar. That's something you can do right in the minute. You go down SARS, you get sick. It's really important that you have a low normal glucose. That means limit your carbs right when you're sick. These are important facts that you need to be told. Obesity and diabetes are runaway by far the most important variables. Other significant medical problems, very severe heart, lung, kidney disease. Number 4 lie. They told you early treatment is dangerous. This is actually why I started going public. Because I was having conversations with doctors who were telling me insane things, like hydroxychloroquine wasn't safe. I said, you mean that drug that they gave me before I took a trip to Africa? The thing that they just handed you without any conversation at all? The thing that military men took when they're overseas? What are you talking? The thing that they use from infancy to old age across many continents? The thing that's been FDA approved for 65 years that derives from quinine found in tree bark reputedly George Washington gave to his troops? That thing you're trying to tell me is unsafe? That's when I knew something wasn't good. We were no longer having conversations. Does it work or not work? It wasn't safe. That's how I knew that there was something else going on. Of course, it's safe. It's actually one of the safest meds on the planet. It's in the WHO's. Yes, we don't like the WHO, but they maintain a list of essential medications that all nations need to have. Hydroxychloroquine's on the list, so is ivermectin. And we're like telling people it's not safe. I don't understand how their heads don't explode. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The fifth lie was that early treatment doesn't work. And I'm not going to bore you with details. I'll just say one. Have you seen the nation of India? So India, when they would call the ivermectin, the deaths were high. I think everyone ivermectin, the deaths go down. And they want to say this is anecdotal, and somehow it doesn't exist. And I'm like, give me some of that anecdote, some of that coincidence. There's like, I think 65 studies now that show ivermectin works. I think there's about 300 that show hydroxychloroquine. Yeah. Next lie was that lockdowns work. Listen, everyone remembers the video of Fauci even saying so. Locking down to prevent the transmission of a tiny respiratory virus has always been known to fail. For the fact checkers out there, the study I like best to show that a lockdown can never work for this is the Marine study. The Marine study did a hardcore lockdown of their Marine recruits. And under the most hardcore lockdown you could imagine, they took away their gadgets. It was much more than you could really accomplish in daily life. The virus still got around because that's the nature of tiny respiratory viruses. We humans can't stop it. And then the other one that really hurt our country was saying that masks work. When people ask me how did I know propaganda, I said, well, one very important clue to teach your children is look at the evidence on the ground that existed prior to the controversy. We have 50 years of data on masks. We know what they work. They work for big things like spirit or blood. But here's a good, useful little fact. The virus is 0.1 micron in size. Remember when we all get the smoke from wildfires? Right? If you go to the EPA website, it will tell you. If you go to the EPA website, Environmental Protection Agency, they'll tell you that the size of the particles in the wood smoke is 0.5. And then they say that masks won't work. Well, if a smoke particle is 0.5 and the virus is 0.1 and it doesn't work per the CDC to wear a mask for the smoke, then how's it going to work on the 0.1 virus?
Right. If it can't stop a snowball, it's not going to stop a snowflake. A chain link fence ain't going to stop either one of those.
Might catch one or two, but it's still going through.
Mm-hmm.
Most of it's still getting the fuck through.
Stand at a chain link fence. It's not relevant. It's just not relevant.
She just mentioned the chain link fence.
So those are the foundational lies.
I didn't get that from anywhere.
Physical equivalency.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that I got that from anywhere, but I guess it's just a good thing to go to.
The shots are safe. For the fact checkers, University of California, San Diego Salk Institute, they did a very clever study. They took a pseudovirus. They didn't even take the SARS-CoV-2. They made a pseudovirus kind of round, and around it they put the spike proteins. And the spike proteins by themselves without the virus are dangerous. They attach to skin cells, pulmonary cells. There's another study that showed they're attacking the heart cells. They cross the blood-brain barrier. By themselves, the spike proteins are dangerous. Number two, this one really breaks my heart as a woman, as a mom. Never before did we ever put pregnant women on the front lines of an experimental anything. Never. This is how you know that our leaders have lost their minds. This is always a protected class. I can't tell you how often as a doctor, I was a doctor more than 20 years when this happened. And even before COVID, if a pregnant woman came in, there were so many things we just didn't do. I mean, if anybody's been pregnant, you go to the doctor like, I had don't take anything. Maybe you can take a Tylenol, right? They're like, oh, maybe you don't have a sip of wine. Definitely don't have a puff on the cigarette. No. Yeah, sushi, forget it. Forget that bite of sushi. Yeah. And then this year, roll up your sleeve and give me the injectable new stuff. This is criminal. Now, the lies continued. 2 months ago, they published an article in the New England Journal of Medicine purporting that they're safe during pregnancy, that the shots are safe during pregnancy. That was kind of the headline. All you had to do was read the article to find what they were doing, the lie. They looked to come to the conclusion that the shots were safe during pregnancy. They lumped together the risk to first, second, and third trimester. So that was an interesting sleight of hand. Never as a doctor would I lump the first trimester pregnancy in the same risk as a third trimester pregnancy. In the first trimester, all the organs are being built. In the third trimester, the baby's just growing and can pretty much be delivered at 24, 25, 26 weeks. They have nothing to do with each other in terms of medical risk. So when you looked at the study itself, there was an 83% miscarriage rate in the early pregnancies. It was incredible, incredibly high. We just went just crazy. Quietly, a few days ago, the New England Journal of Medicine printed a correction to that study. And that's good, but it came from pressure from us. And I want to know how come that wasn't front page news. Never heard about it, right? Right. Okay. Just another number 3 lie this year recently that shots are effective. Shots are effective. We predicted last year they wouldn't be effective. It's not that we were geniuses with crystal balls. It's when you looked at the application of the Pfizer and Moderna that they submitted to the FDA, they specifically said that the shots were not to stop transmission. It says it in the application papers. The shots were approved to diminish symptoms only, like a treatment. We kept looking at each other. We kept saying, but this sounds like a treatment, not like a vaccine. It reduced symptoms from moderate to mild. That's what it was approved for. It was never approved for transmission. The reason was it didn't kill the damn thing. Okay? So now we've given it to hundreds of millions of people all across the world. And lo and behold, the most vaccinated nations in the world have the highest surges. So, for the fact checkers out there, the Seychelles and Israel are the most vaccinated nations in the world. Israel is like at 80% or 85%. It's a crazy high number. The Palestinian territories, like 3 miles away, are at 11%. So guess which one is having a massive surge? Israel. Okay, in that closer to home, Barnstable, Massachusetts, per the CDC, MMWR weekly report, August 6th. They had a community, 74% were vaccinated. And they're having a huge surge of the vaccinated people. University of California, San Diego, published in the New England Journal of Medicine, 87% of their healthcare workers were vaxxed in July, and yet 57% of those who got sick were vaccinated. And so naturally the FDA agreed yesterday not to give the boosters. They don't work. Why don't they work? Because what's out there is Delta, the shots were made for Wuhan. Because really, that, you don't need a PhD. Crazy. The fourth recent lie about the shots that you probably haven't heard, I'm going to share with you. The viral load is very high in vaccinated people. The study lead author Chao, CHAU, the University of Oxford affiliate in Vietnam, showed that vaccinated people are carrying 251 times the viral load that they did last year. Do you understand? They're carrying a high viral load. So when people are exposed to people like that, they're getting hit with a much higher viral load. Yeah. Vaccinated people, in our opinion, are the super spreaders. Author Liu from Japan, author Gazet from Israel. Most of the people getting sick are vaccinated. And quote, Delta is more likely than other variants to spread amongst vaccinated people. Published in Nature, August 12th. Now, here's some obvious common sense things, right? Putting something into your body that tricks your cells into making a viral protein, a virus-like protein, so your tricked out immune system attacks it, is likely to cause autoimmune disease, right? Doesn't that just make sense? If you're asking your body to fight something and then it fights it, you might turn it on too much. So when people say, well, we've given it to hundreds of millions of people and it appears to be safe, that's another magician's sleight of hand. The answer is not how many people they've given it to, it's how long have those people had the shot in them. You can give it to all 7 billion people. I don't care if it was just last year. I don't know what that means in terms of autoimmune disease, which takes a long time to attack the organs.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means for fertility. I don't know what that means in terms of like birth defects. I don't know. It hasn't been long enough. So don't let them fool you by saying they've given it to hundreds
That's why
of
Selena
millions.
Gomez got it after a
Yeah.
while because she used Disney.
Autoimmune disease?
The other big lie that is really
That flu
offensive
shot
to
you
me
had to
as a
get every
physician
year
is
from
they're
contract.
trying to say that natural immunity doesn't exist. Or that it's right. The reason this lie gets me the most is because even though I'm telling you a lot of medical facts, you know that I'm a lawyer too. And what's bringing us down is the legal. It's not the medical, it's the legal. So they can convince you of such a basic lie that natural immunity is inferior somehow to vaccine immunity. I feel hopeless. Don't allow them to bamboozle you over your common sense. You know that if you've had chickenpox, you're immune. If you've had measles, you're immune. If you've had this year's flu, you don't get this year's flu again. Obviously, and yet they're tricking people into saying this. So let me assure you, with all the years of emergency medicine behind me, that I can muster to teach you this. Of course, once you get the thing, your body remembers it. It reactivates if it needs to.
Yeah.
We know that historically, and we've proven it with SARS-2. There's studies coming out already showing that immunity through the natural means is durable and robust. There's
Your best option.
That now, but for the fact checkers,
For sure.
look up lead author Gazit, Gazit, from a study out of Tel Aviv, Israel. Also, SARS-1, as you know, is very related to SARS-2. They're 78% identical.
Yeah.
People who had SARS-1 18 or 19 years ago appear to be immune to SARS-2. 19 years later, 78% identical. This is very significant because the numbers of, and predictable, right? The number, they keep worrying people about the Delta variant and they're going to worry about the Mu variant and all that. The variants are very similar to each other. They're like 0.3% divergence, that's it. SARS-1 and SARS-2 are 78% identical, and 19 years later, people are still immune. Delta and Alpha and the Mu, they're like 0.3 is the maximum variation. Don't let anybody worry about these variants. If you've had COVID, you are immune from getting COVID. Now, this brings me more to why we're all here, we're all so upset. It has to do with what's going on legally. It's very clear from what I just said that none of this has anything to do with the public health, let alone your own personal health. You want to get the shot, it's your business. Go get informed, figure it out, do what you want. We have no opinion on people getting voluntary informed consent, doing as they wish, the same as it would on any other decision. If I had judgmental thoughts about people's behaviors, I wouldn't have lasted in the ER. Do as you wish. But don't let yourself be coerced. That's my first thing I must say to you. The reason is we've talked to people who've gotten harmed, who were coerced into taking it. They're typically healthcare workers, like nurses, who took the shot to get along. And then they were in this unfortunate minority of people who had problems. It's exceedingly difficult to live with yourself, like the kind of fury you have at yourself for letting your own common sense be overridden. You change as a person if you take a knee. You cannot let yourself be coerced, just as a general principle. Number 2, don't jump the gun. There are many lawsuits pending. I don't know if you all know, America's Frontline Doctors has brought 5 lawsuits. So a couple of the ones that are pending right now, there's one against the University of California to defend the COVID recovered college student. There's one against the Department of Defense to defend the COVID recovered soldier. My current favorite is we sued Mayor de Blasio of New York. And the reason is he passed a regulation much like Los Angeles once has tried to do, which is to say pretty much everyone has to get vaccinated if they want to participate in public life. Well, I have news for the Jim Crow de Blasio. That's racist. Now, why is it racist? Because black people are getting vaccinated at a lower rate than white people, and you cannot have a disparate impact and call it legal. And that's the basis for that lawsuit. There are good reasons why black people are more reluctant to believe their government on this sort of nonsense. And white people should take a listen and a learn and pay attention to why they feel this way. There's, of course, this Tuskegee and Henrietta Lacks, but there was also the CDC senior scientist whistleblower, Dr. William Thompson, who outlined, the CDC made him shred a whole bunch of data that showed that black babies were more susceptible to the MMR than white babies. And the CDC said made him shred it. There's also vaccine injuries at a higher rate for black people. There's good reason I share that factual information with you, but it's not just political hesitancy, it's based on reality.
Yeah.
Based on reality. There were 5 other vaccines that were harmful. MMR was one, Haemophilus influenza, pertussis, there was a few, there was 5. So that's all in that lawsuit, and we'll see what happens. It's a pretty landmark case. It will obviously have repercussions throughout the nation if we win, and I think, we're going to hear in the next 1 to 2 weeks, so pay attention to that. So, also in lines of not jumping the gun, people are starting to wake up. I really couldn't believe that the FDA decided 16 to 2 yesterday against the boosters. It gave me hope that the whole system's not freaking corrupt. Right? I'm a doctor for so long. My dad was a doctor before me. I'm flabbergasted at the corruption in my profession. I'm just stunned by it. So to see the 16 doctors stand up and the 2 doctors before them would quit and say, we're not going to say that these boosters are okay. We're not going to say they're okay for kids. Gave me hope. So the longer we fight, the more people were waking up and then would win. Don't let them divide you or us. It is definitely not the vaccinated versus the unvaccinated. Everybody's allowed to make up their own mind, do as they wish. It's the divisiveness, it's the segregation. If it's rich or poor, black or white, young or old, male or female, vaxxed or unvaxxed, there's no difference to the other side. They just want to divide and conquer us. Go to stopmedicalapartheid.org, okay? Stop MAD, stop MAD, stopmedicalapartheid.org. That's what they're doing to us. It's medical apartheid. And so gather people to you who are vaccinated. That's not the fight. Next, go on the offensive. Stop being on the defensive. We need to take back our country. We're losing our constitutional rights. I could run through all the amendments that we've lost. Free speech, right? We doctors can't speak. We weren't allowed to assemble for a long time. The church is not being open. Right to bodily integrity. Right to privacy. Right? Not being held, right to a speedy and fair trial by jury. There's people languishing in jail, right? That don't have that are not being given their constitutional right to a speedy trial. What is that? So
it's common. It's common, actually.
We're like
that last
jeopardy
bit.
of becoming the Western satellite of China if we don't stand up, my friends. And the last thing I want to say, in some ways, is the most important. You must be happy. You must be joyful. You must not be fearful.
Yeah, you gotta love and not be afraid. Don't hate.
Don't
Don't be afraid. Just love. The best medicine for all of it.
Who's been to a communist nation ever, in your life, right? And they're down, right? They're looking at the ground and they're not looking you in the eye because they don't want to be bothered. They don't want to be hassled, right? We don't want that. We want to look people in the eye. We want to smile. We want to be joyful. We say, come join me on the freedom side. And lastly, about this specific fight for San Francisco, we have a crackerjack legal team. I'm telling you, the best. Experience in fighting the unions, experience in fighting the cities. These cases are very difficult. We bring a ton of scientific and medical firepower to convince the judges and also just in this case the unions to do the right thing. The best thing you can do is, as individuals, is get everybody on your side, whether vaccinated or unvaccinated. And I want to thank Bonnie for sure, whoever he is, and Joe and Paul Roger for putting things together to fight. It just takes 1 or 2 or 3 people to fight. That's what we thought. God bless San Francisco. God bless America.
Pfizer paid the largest criminal fine in U.S. history. Lawsuit details. Oh, there's that crazy guy. Yeah, I think this guy's legitimately crazy. Like, he's got screws missing from parts of his brain, and when you try to like make sense with this guy, I don't know, he gets really strange, and it's like I have no idea what you're saying or trying to say, or why you're angry, or what you're. I don't get it.
We actually have another speaker. And it's a surprise speaker, and we're really glad to have him. His name is Zach Volpe. He was a Google employee who downloaded 950 pages of internal documents.
Oh, that guy.
Describing Google's censorship regime and then delivered them to the Department of Justice. He also disclosed these documents to the public via Project Veritas in August 2019. Please welcome Zach Volpe.
Wait, I'm thinking of James Damore. She kind of. I don't know.
Pretty much embodied everything of the movement, right? They told you that they were going to be politically neutral. They told their stockholders that they were going to be politically neutral. They testified under Congress that they would be politically neutral. But then as soon as the wrong president was democratically elected, they threw all that away in order to backdoor communism into America. Wow. By the way, one of the things that you may not know is that I identify as vaccine neutral. I had a whole bunch of the mercury vaccines in the 1980s, and I've had a lifelong history of migraines. And when I was working at Google, one of the things is that I started going down this rabbit hole of vaccine injury, and I was like, oh my gosh, a lot of this stuff is making a lot of sense. And it was when I saw Google silence a mother of triplets that had 3 autistic daughters. That's when I realized that I had to blow the whistle. I don't care what kind of excuse you can come up with. I don't care what kind of legalese comes out of the mouth of one of their high-paid lawyers. When you are censoring the vaccine injured and their parents, that is evil, and I will stand against you. There is something that is censoring the internet, and I want to talk just a little bit about it, and then we give up the microphone. But this thing is called, and I want you to remember these 3 words: machine learning fairness. This is what is censoring YouTube, Google News, and Google Search. It is a project that was brought in from Stanford. They ingested it, and they turned it on during the 2016 election, but just a little bit. Just a little bit. Like, turned it to 1. Now they've turned it all the way to 11. And you see what you see. Try to find any sort of medical information on Google Search, and you're going to be brought to pharmaceutical cartels, propaganda mouthpiece, WebMD, and the others. In one day,
the alternative health practitioners saw the traffic on their websites drop by up to 99%, specifically Mercola in this case. And the reason why is because, well, see what we're in the middle of right now. They planned this pandemic. And so what do we do now? We've got the big tech monopolies. They are censoring, they're persecuting, and they're kicking people off as a platform. And so my message to you before I go is that we've got to get off these systems and start diversifying. Do not use Google search. First use DuckDuckGo, and then
Yes.
use Google search if you can't find it. And don't use YouTube. First try to find Rumble. Your clicks, your attention, that's what feeds these empires. And if you give it to someone else, Google will go way up my space.
Yep. Hi, honey. What you doing? What you do? Hi. Do you need to go potty? Or you just want to say hi? Hi.
Such a nice surprise. Thank you, Zach. Just one last thing, some closing remarks. Just wanted to remind you to donate if you can to sfrights.org/help. That will help add to the legal, you will be contributing to legal costs for city employees. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here today. Thank you to all of our wonderful speakers. Thank you, John and Vikram, for organizing this. And yeah, thank you. Oh yes, I wanted to say also, there will be more rallies and events. Please stay connected. Please don't lose your signs. Your signs are really important and beautiful. And there will be some events happening. Please stay in touch with Saint Francisco by email. Come and see me at the end of the
Saint
month.
Francisco.
I'll give you an email address. And we'll be playing the national anthem now. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
On our children. They are our property, our well-being. We wear them in our maternal bodies. The last thing, anybody who lives in the interior, this is a heads up for all of you. Interior Health Unit Region on-site states when these clinics will be coming to schools and dates. Google Interior Health News COVID immunization clinics. They will state the school and the date that those clinics are coming to the school. There's lots of parents who are following that, and they are pulling their kids out on that day, and this is why. If you have your child in school, you are giving consent to have your child vaccinated. We used to have the School Act that protect the students, but their New Health Act to override that. They're also using Infant Minor Act that states children 12 and over do not have to get consent. Oh, zero consent. Yeah, so we all know that's up to the health professionals. So there are school nurses that are going to the school. They would talk to the students about this is best, you should get your vaccine because you're going to put your mammogram and everything else, right? So Lassie's Vancouver and Fraser Health has not yet posted this. Keep your eyes peeled because your school and your teachers are not telling you these things come around. Because when they did before, I stopped that. This year, in the Vancouver school boards, they wanted to use these clinics in your communities, in your cafeterias, to make it easy on you so you don't have to leave work to get your kid charged. So I want you to know David Nielsen, who's this a time for confusion, fear, anxiety? And don't let this fear hold you back. There are so many young children and teens that are full of anxiety, confusion, and stress. Please don't give up. Don't give fear power. Ask yourself, how long are you going to let this fear take your life? How long? No more. It stops today. The magical key that this deep state or undertakers, whatever you want to call them, the power that we have is light, love, and Jesus Christ. We have is love for all life, protecting and defending first. We are fighting for them, not us, and they are the seeds of our future. These children that we all have, they are our future. If we don't protect them today, we don't have a future. And lastly, we are united as warriors, and we have the power to take that change. We are taking the power back. We don't need the government. We are the government.
Goddamn right.
Lastly, I want you to know that as kids grow up, later on, they are going to remember us. Our children, grandchildren remember and honor us that we never gave up on them. We stood strong and we fought with integrity and passion and knowing in our hearts what is right. Because their life is worth fighting for every single day. Light and love conquers all. We will win. Be the lion because you do become fearful. Be the lion because you become fearless. And we are strong together. The homework for all of you, flood your superintendent's emails, flood the education minister, flood her phone, flood her email. Use your documents for action for Canada saying that you do not consent to any more that's happening in our schools. The other thing that some parents can't pull their children out, but there are some homeschooling that is happening, learning pods that are popping up. If anybody is interested in more information, another aspect of it is any teachers and educators who want to leave this corrupt system, we have a job for you. You don't need the corrupted money. So if you want to talk to me afterwards, I love you all. Thank you all for coming.
Some of that is really hard to hear. Right here. God damn it. And it's like part of the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing right now is because we can fucking never shut my channel down, dude. Let it be like during something like this.
Coming down the pipe for September 2022. I hope my child this year.
Or you're dying while
There
swinging
are
his
a number
axe.
of organizations
That's what I
throughout
want.
BC, 5,000 with just this one organization, which is Heritage Christian. They have now changed the definition of homeschool to online school. They also changed the definition of public school to online school. So what they want to do is make sure we don't get the choice of when we want to homeschool. They are going to say that we are forced to take school online within a local district. That means saying yes to all the propaganda being shoved down our throats at our public school. They are taking away our choice. Don't let them do it. Hello, Vancouver! We are all so grateful for each and every single one of you for being here today. Thought it was going to rain. Look at this. This is awesome. We are very grateful to every Canadian. All across Canada, we are coming together in the name of truth and freedom to make a stand for yourself, your country, and most importantly, for your children. They are our future. And it's an absolute honor and privilege to be standing here beside these amazing people who are on the front lines fighting for our rights and freedoms every single day. People like Tanya Gaw from Action for Canada. Alicia Johnson. Get me out of facility from the Freedom Organization. Police on guard. And others. So thank you all for coming out and supporting us and joining the fight. So my name is Priscilla Belisle, and like most of you, a year ago, I did not know any of these heroes. 6 months ago, I attended the very first wide freedom rally in Kelowna. It was the first time I heard Tanya Goss speak, along with other amazing speakers like Ted Kuntz from Vaccine Choice Canada and Dr. Stephen Malthouse from Canada Health Alliance. Yeah, those guys deserve it. After the rally, I went home and I created the website unmaskedourkids.com. Yeah. 2 weeks later, I met another mom in Kelowna who was writing a petition against mandatory masking of school children. We decided to pair up and we published the website on the web, or published the petition on the website. 1 week later, we managed to get a digital billboard put up on the side of Highway 97 in West Kelowna. Within 8 weeks, we had gathered close to 5,000 signatures across BC. So if you are one of those people that signed it, thank you very much. We also received over 1,400 impact statements on the harmful effects that masks were having on children. I have personally read through every single one of those impact statements, and I have to tell you, the stories are truly heartbreaking. Children are passing out in class. Children are having chronic nosebleeds.
Yep, that's the
Children with bacterial infections around their mouth.
Attacks the membrane from the nose.
Everywhere across Canada and around the world, our children are struggling to breathe. Today we say, no more!
Also, they're testing them every time they go to school. Not all of them. Yeah. Swabbing any kind of mucus area over and over again. If the swab doesn't do the first time, you'll eventually get it going. And then that area is sensitive for at least a month, so higher than sneeze to make it bleed.
We also say no to segregated classrooms and buses. We say no to plastic barriers around desks. We say no to the banning of birthday parties, graduation ceremonies, and sporting events. You're here to say no to this tyranny? Are you here to protect your jobs and your children? So here is what I want each and every one of you to do before you leave here today. Join Action for Canada. That's the first thing. Whether you're a parent, grandparent, teacher, business owner, church leader, there are resources to help you become informed and empowered. Become a volunteer. Join the weekly Zoom meetings. Connect with other people who are like-minded like you. Sign the petition. I just created a new one 2 days ago. Let's challenge the schools to implement a personal choice mask policy. Print it off. Sign it today if you can. Our children need us to stand up for their right to breathe without restriction. Let's put pressure on the schools so that they put pressure on the school boards and the unions. When you go home today, reach out to one person. If you reach 5, reach those 5. We need you. These freedom warriors fight for us every single day. Long days, late nights, and they cannot do this without you. We're here today for a reason. It's time for us to rise up, reclaim our rights and our freedoms, and show the government that we, the people, are the ones in power. Last thing I want to say is that without these event organizers, we would not be here today. Can we get a big round of applause for the tireless efforts of Alicia and Danielle, the freedom organization? So I am speaking today for a young woman who's an EA, a single mom. And she can't come up and speak because of fear of possibly losing her job. Which is ridiculous. Anyway, so I'm going to speak in first person for her. I am here today because of the love I have for children and our future generations to come. First off, let me say that I am so incredibly honored to be with you today. Typically, I would be somewhere in the crowd watching and cheering and not up here speaking. I want to extend my gratitude to Danielle for allowing me to be up here and speaking the truth. I stand here today to share what I have personally witnessed within our schools during this fake pandemic and how these COVID safety measures and policies have negatively impacted our children physically, mentally, and emotionally. I clearly remember the first day of school and seeing our precious little students arrive on the school grounds. Instead of seeing the beautiful smiling faces and hearing joyful laughter and excitement, I witnessed the total opposite. Their faces were covered in masks. All I could see was the sadness and the uncertainty in their eyes. Breaks my heart. As they tightly held on to their parents, fearing the unknown. That sense of belonging that we once had in our childhood when attending school was no longer there. This was tragic and disheartening to watch. Children were not allowed to hug, shake hands, or give each other a high five because of the risk of another child getting infected with this so-called deadly virus. This was no longer a safe and warm environment, but rather a place of imprisonment, promoting division and instilling fear in our youngest and most vulnerable learners. Some children were even being reprimanded for hugging their classmates because it was against the rules and because they disobeyed the teacher's orders. These students were held back from playtime and were asked to write apology letters. Do you think this is normal? Did you know this was happening in our school system?
Apology letters for what?
Schools have canceled many sports and other.
She said something about how kids were being asked to write apology letters, and everybody's like, "Boo!" I'm like,
There's probably that seared crap.
oh,
White.
okay, yeah, that would make sense.
Should by no means have a face covering at any point of the day because this is a fake virus and it is far less dangerous to children than any seasonal flu. Dr. Bonnie Hui has stated several times that there is no scientific evidence to support masking children. So why are parents allowing this? Special events such as concerts, assemblies, talent shows, fundraisers have all been canceled. A lot of schools were quick to improvise and came up with new ways to bring cheer to this oddly strange year, especially during the holiday season. They changed the beautiful traditional Christmas song and altered it to accentuate and
All right. Can't let that go on.
normalize COVID policies. It was no longer 12 days of Christmas.
Okay, sorry. The live stream is buffering on my end, folks. So I'm not going to keep subjecting you to that. Let me. Well, if I pause it, it kind of is missing the point of playing only stuff live. But anyway, Cubans are smart, says XD. Okay. Whatchamacallit. So I'm just checking to see the live stream is still going. That's pretty cool. And I want to show you folks some things here. This is let's see here. What can I start with? I'm going to start with this right here. Yeah. Okay, we're going to start with that. Yeah. Get this out of our way. So this way I can see the chat and you can see something a little bit more interesting than just this, whatever you call that, the mirror within the mirror effect. So this is from somebody's tweet or something like that, I forget, but you can see this man's wearing a shirt. If Donald Trump tells us to take it, I'm not taking it. So you can kind of guess as to when this photo was taken. Now you got Beluga Battle, I guess, tweeting back in September 8th of 2020, Trump's vaccine is a hoax. And then tweeting, what would that be? April, March, this year, hey, Q nuts, as in QAnons, vaccines are safer than injecting bleach and shoving UV light up your arses. Get vaccinated. Okay. Same person. Oh. And then some people are like, well, why such a hypocrite? You Trumpers were all for it. No, actually, I didn't. I knew very, very few people who early on were like, yeah, we should lock down, and yeah, we should be wearing masks, and yeah, we should take vaccines. Most people were like, yeah, I don't like that Trump is going along with this. At least that's my you folks, but you tell me. In my experience on social media and all that kind of stuff, MAGAs and even right wingers who weren't really into Trump or whatever, they tended to be like, yeah, I don't. Oh, this is bullshit. Is you all right? Okay. All right. The one that slept with her brothers. Ooh. I would imagine. No, Omar was married to her brother. Jeez, illegals. Omar, huh? Anyway. So, you see a tweet from a Scott Dworkin replying to Donald Trump on Twitter on that would be of last year, tweeting, there is no vaccine. This is a lie. Acting like there is one. You're a fraud. Resign. And then fast forward, I believe that is April 25th. I mean, January, February, March, April. Yes, April 25th. So earlier when I said April, I meant May. If you're spreading anti-vaccine lies, then you're on the side of the virus. Oh, God. See, I have to wonder, are they so think to delete these old tweets? Are they made these old tweets? Or do these old tweets, but then people could just predict what they might do when Trump is no longer president, so they archived it? I don't know. But to be fair, these are screenshots which can be faked. But I don't think there's any shortage, so I don't think these are. Well, anyway, moving on. Sorry about what to do. Grant Stern fully vaccinated. You know what? I'm thinking maybe I'll just put on some music. No, because then that'll be pretty bad too, wouldn't it? Yeah, that would be pretty bad. Well, anyway, tell you what. I'm gonna read it, and no, I'm just gonna let you folks read these. I don't know. I would find it on your end, so I'm gonna turn the mic down for a little bit, scroll through these, and then I'm gonna put on another live stream. Whoa! What the damn hell was that sound? No. There was this like my microphone went on there anyway. Weather is bad there, yeah, but all right. Tony Pasnansky went on a mic anymore. Kind of looks vaguely familiar. Is he some kind of like cook celebrity or something? Like Is he from some kind of cooking show or something? He looks vaguely familiar. Tony
I have no idea.
Tony Posnansky tweeted last year, not one fucking legitimate doctor is endorsing this fucking vaccine coming out in a month. Fuck Trump. He only cares about himself. And then a couple of months ago, he tweeted, same guy tweeted, I will fucking take a vaccine.
Wow, your hypocrisy runs strong, doesn't it, Boomer? Or Booster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is she a celebrity?
No
JoJo from
idea.
Jers. Anyway, so actually 1 year ago today, I would eat rancid durian in the car for 12 days while listening to Josh Groban sing Christmas songs before I would take some bullshit Trump quote unquote vaccine. You? And then a couple months ago, she's like, who photos? Her pointing to herself with her two thumbs.
Numbnuts.
Yeah. Dylan. Last year, it was Kamala Harris isn't the only person who's leery of the vaccine. Trump is trying to rush to market too soon. I won't be taking that shit. Dying from taking a faulty vaccine. And then, I guess recently they didn't put the date on this one. If right-wing TV networks like Fox, OAN, and Newsmax would stop politicizing the vaccine and start running pieces like these people regret not getting vaccine make a huge difference. Get vaccinated. Damn it. And then John Pavlovitz last year was I wouldn't trust the vaccine under Trump administration. We need human beings at the helm again. And get Christians stop with I won't get a vaccine. Yeah, so you get the idea. Wow. Don Winslow? He's got to be a celebrity. Rhonda Clark is like COVID backwards is Divok. Google, it means Divok. I don't know. I'd be surprised. I'm gonna try it. Oh, my computer's not working very well. Divok. It does sound a little bit demonic, though. Give me that. Sapanga. Oh, that's bad. That's a bad connection. Definitions.net, huh? All right. Eagle Tuts Newsweek. COVID backwards spells Divok, which means something. Well, you're okay. You're thinking about it in like an alternate spelling of the Hebrew word Dibuk, which means evil spirit. But that's not. See, okay, they're very particular about what use the wrong letter, changes everything. They do have a letter for B. It's called Bet, BETH, and that would be what Daleth for the D. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Yud, I guess. Beth, and in what language? Well, I guess Hebrew. I don't know. I don't really know that much about the whole thing, so don't listen to me because I don't know. All right. But anyway, enough of this monkey business. If the connection really is so bad, maybe I'll just sort of say goodnight because yes, sir, in Hebrew. Yeah, I used to know about gematria or gematria and all that kind of stuff, and Aleph, Beth, Gimel, Daleth, etc., and so on. But enough of that kind of stuff. What do we got? Oh gosh, what the hell is going on here? What I meant to do. Woo!
Yes, Richard, she is.
Yeah, we don't want that.
I've seen her walking around.
let's see. If we go to protest and then we filter it to that which is live, as in currently live, we get still stuff going on in India all day long. All day long. Not sure what. We will click the thing and we will see the news today and Bharat and see what we can see now. Oh, that's a commercial. Ah, pardon. Kisan Haranda Tao.
बता देना हमको क्या उसको बता देना आज पीली चीज सोना नहीं होती आप भी जानते हैं कि नजदीक इलेक्शन नहीं होता तो आपका पक्का लग कौन क्यों मना कर दे साइन बात के तरह कहीं हासिल तो नहीं हो जाता क्या इलेक्शन ऐसा नहीं समझ सकता क्योंकि डर गया कहो आप कहो आप कैसे चुप हो गए आप कैसे चुप हो गए कहो आप कहो कि योगी डर गया जब हमने कसम खा ली कि हम हाथ नहीं उठाएंगे
This is great.
पहली बात पर याद रखना एक एक चीज का हिसाब लेगा ये किसान जिस दिन भगत सिंह पैदा हो गया इनको बता देना हम कितने वंशज हैं जिस दिन उधम सिंह आ गया ना पैदा होके क्या हाल होगा ये भी बता
Okay, this is nonsense. All right, sorry, folks. Satan offspring. Post-flood Nephilim giants by Russian. Yeah, there's the Nephilim, and then wow, there's a lot. The Anunnaki. Well, anyway, so there's stuff going on in India. I don't get it. I read a random, and did those show January 6th DC rally. Let us see. Is there anything going on at the actual show? Oh well, there's that. All right. There's too much people talking, and well. All right, folks. Well, I think I want to say goodbye, but I don't want to end on such a boring note. There's a lot of live stuff going on, and a lot of it's not protesting. So I guess maybe things are sort of dying down.
All right, fun thing today. The Democrats were basically Pelosi was trying to set up a bunch of people, so they put fences around, DC again, and they were saying, "Oh my God, there's going to be a massive protest today, and all those Trump supporters are going to riot." The only people that showed up with a shitload of reporters, a few fucking anti-Trumpers, and then a shitload of feds. They were dressed like Kevins and Kyles. Like they just fresh from some fucking shitty champagne an hour ago. This is the faces that were pretending to be part of a crowd that didn't exist. Yuppie, useless white trash is usually on the left as well. You didn't disguise well, boys. You did not disguise well. No. Look like a bunch of dipshits. Standing in a circle jerk with one another going, why are we even here anymore? Right. Well, you gotta make it look good, right?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the one person detained the entire day, they found no weapons on, and he was acting very peaceful about being detained. But they felt the need to circle him like a fucking, Spartan turtle shell. It was great. They're like, no, you can't see what's happening. Nothing is happening. He has his hands up and you're picking his pocket. A stunt for a bunch of cameras because ain't shit happening today. Which you're probably going to see those pictures on CNN going, Trump supporter now violence, and then whatever else they can fill in the blanks with. that I saw, nor did he have any weapons, and he was kind of smiling from the attention. So he could have been a cop himself, because the Ray-Bans, the fucking shitty "I'm a surf boy bitch" glasses, kind of take, give it away.
Yeah.
Fucking law enforcement like only a certain set of eyeglasses. You got douchebag, yuppie douchebag, and surfer douchebag. Those are your
Right.
glass choices. It's all douchebag. Have any fucking taste over there.
Yeah. People are expressing their appreciation for your style of communication, Tabitha. Let's just put it that way.
It's called bitchinese. It's fun.
It's a particular kind of ginger style. I don't want to just peg. It's your own thing, man. You do your yeah. Being censored, we all have to separate everything. It's goddamn crazy. And the thing is, it's like, the theme of the day, what I've been when the microphone is off, and it's kind of like, well, it's killed right at the peak of things while we're fighting, or I'd rather die fighting for freedom, literally and or metaphorically. I want to basically die by being killed in the act of swinging that battle axe. Okay, metaphor. Go out fighting. Ever swinging. And God damn it, like I would not like to. I wouldn't want to change my upbringing. It taught me to fight my way through life. It taught me that a lot of the time authority is bullshit, not worthy of respect, and that you must rebel against it when it is wrong. Not rebelling for, the sake of rebelling, but, do the right thing, basically. Fighting, I'm all for it. All right. Anyway, on your movement, you are not the resistance. That Antifa, the way that you go along with what the government wants. In other words, the government doesn't want people out there protesting for their constitutional rights, their right to be out in public without a mask if they choose, and so on. Freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, freedom of they're doing it. Nor does Antifa, because they're just so blinded by hate. It's just, I hate those people so much. When the word you're looking for is healthy. That too. Thank you. Robin and Tom Wilson. Quote, the obedient always think of themselves as virtuous rather than cowardly. Yeah. Unquote. Stupefy says Antifa is anti-system, but backed by system. So true. Yeah. It's insane. It's crazy. I mean, okay, let's take the example on August 4th. Families in the Ark. Practicing their religion, their constitutional right of freedom of religion, while they're practicing their constitutional right of freedom of who they want to associate with. That's in there. Peacefully. At the time that I'm speaking of, there wasn't one goddamn Proud Boy there. We're talking families of various colors. But at the same time, while it was a religious family service, let's face it, it's also a political statement in this day and age when they tell you not to do that. The government. Those people. The government didn't want those people in the park that day. Antifa didn't want people in the park that day. And I have total video proof. I mean, it's out there already, but I'm going to, put out more to show you even more in depth that the Antifas who attacked that day saw people. They didn't see any Proud Boys. They saw families. They saw people of various ages from 8 months all the way on up to loudly. There are children here. What are you doing? Stop. There are children here. Doing it. There was no way they didn't hear those people. It was rather loud. And besides, it was right in front of their face. They saw it. They did it anyway. Cops come over later on after they, after these people run because they're being attacked by chemical weaponry, basically, and other things. after they ran and stuff and then sort of like scrambled back to sort of pick up the pieces, cops come along and they're like, yeah, well, see, you shouldn't really be here. So maybe you should leave in case there's just so that there's no further trouble. Goddamn cop said to those people. Same side as Antifa. And that's not an exception. That's the trend. At least here in America. Somebody please tell me how things are in Europe with Antifa. Stuff flag and all that kind of stuff. Because I don't really know. I can't really pay attention to all that. Is it really that way in like say like I would imagine say I hope they would be protesting against the government lockdowns and all that, but also turning their nose up to the more straightforward French people because, you know, their version of Orange Man bad, you know, I hate the right wing, so therefore everything they do and blah, 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 blah. Or if they're more intelligent, at least they're right this time, but I'm not going to protest side by side with them. That's happened in the past. Here in America these days, though, Antifa seems to be just taking whatever is the opposite of what they perceive to be right wing. Millions coming to America. Okay. I will try to remember that. Hey, Daniel. Jay Corsica, I think is what you're saying, was a backyard barbecue block party by comparison. Okay, so you're quoting yourself. Well, you goddamn right. You are goddamn right. And that day, I did whatever I could. I had 2 computers going, and at all times, live streams of what was going on in. I probably shouldn't be saying this out loud, but hey, there it is. I do have a folder of live streams from that day because, you know, as you trying to get rid of them all. But Tony Salamone, Daniel, you didn't go to DC in his opinion. It was an attempt to replicate January. Yeah, there's that possibility. Cockwombo. All right, folks. Well, I think we're gonna wrap this up. Is there anything you folks want to say or ask me or Tabby, or do you want to fire Tabby up again with something? But let's see here. How many folks out there? How many of you have read all this dystopian future stuff? I read Lord of the Flies in school, Fahrenheit 451 a couple of times, 1984, good handful of times. Clockwork Orange, I haven't. I've just seen the movie. Logan's Run, seen the movie. I don't know. Is that a book? Animal. And I don't think I've seen that. And Brave New World read a couple of times in my life. So kind of have to really pay attention because it has its own lingo and glossary, I think. Tony Salamone. Stupefy says, I just seen 4 movies. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Logan's Run, which is from the 70s, right? And did they remake that? They probably have, right? Logan's Run.
I know of.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Alrighty. Logan's Run, Gattaca, which I think was like late 90s, maybe. The Soylent Green one, which I think in the 70s. And Clockwork, yeah, which is I think a late 60s movie. The one from the 70s, yes, yeah. Yeah. And God damn it, I don't know, like about you guys, but when I was going through the school system where I grew up, 1984, Animal Farm, any others here? Oh, Fahrenheit 451. Let me just make this point here. And that is growing up in America, but not necessarily. I didn't realize that different school systems, but try not to be too long-winded. In my point is that, at least for me and other people I know, thank you, Tony. It's sort of inoculated me against things where you go, wait a minute, I see what's going on. That's what I was warned about by Orwell or Huxley or Ray Bradbury, I think is the guy who wrote Fahrenheit 51. I'm sorry, but anyway, Tabby, you want to? Yeah.
Most of them are wearing the exact same kind of khaki.
Yeah, they look like they're on the same force.
They look like they came off the same. Like they were just out like chatting it up in the waters today, and they're like, let's stop at DC and see what we can do.
Yeah,
they
see
just got
nobody
off the same yacht.
Nobody at home can see what.
I'll share it.
But Tony,
This is what they think is.
Salamoni said he commented, "I just want to say a bit, but enjoyed it all. Yay, chat. Justin Trouble rock. Excuse me, rocks, of course."
Hi.
So, with us, everybody. How many people we got going on here? Woo, 8 people. That's cool. Well, yeah, I wanted to kind of go out on a high note, bang, but
Pelosi got jeered in England when she was over there, fucking trying to probably suck dick for British women.
Yeah.
Although anybody who would let that fucking bear trap near their fucking package deserves whatever happened. Just saying.
Yeah. Goddamn
Fucking earned
lush.
that.
She's like she's an alcoholic version of the wicked.
See what they're shouting at her. Hold on.
Donald Trump won the 2020 election, Nancy! The whole world knows you're a fraud!
Alright, I'm sharing that to my closet. That's just funny for me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, see, part of my brain today has moved on from like, woohoo, this is great that everybody's protesting, to part of my brain's going on to like, hey, wait a minute. They're going to hope that we all forget this so they could do this again in another 10 years. So don't forget that this has been going on, folks. Don't forget. Make sure, keep your memory sharp, because they want you to forget everything by losing it in the flow, the torrent gossip about. Well, no, don't forget the important stuff. Archive it, keep it, save it.
Apparently,
Oh yeah, THX 1138, good movie. Yes, yeah.
Paul was caught by from New Hanover Regional Medical Center, where they were discussing how to scare the public by inflating numbers of COVID.
Yeah, a lot of that.
We get information out to the community on meaningful numbers. We do that on a weekly basis. So that's on our website, and we channels as well, particularly those graphics that show the number of patients in house, the percentage of them that are unvaccinated, the percentage of unvaccinated people in the ICU, and the percentage of deaths. So those are numbers that we put out as far as, details of floor or those other numbers are certainly out there.
Right. I guess my point in time is maybe we need to be completely a little bit more scary for the public. Then there's another comment is that we're considering in the numbers of the patients we have in the hospital.
So is that all the people who have been in the hospital since the beginning of COVID?
Well, or that are still in, and not something that I can take to someone else, but numbers of patients that are still in the hospital that are often occupying the hospital for a variety of reasons.
Well, and we call those, we're calling those recovered now. In the Vont Health dashboard, they're listed as recovered. But I do think it.
Basically, that's going to be on my Cloud Hub too.
Yep.
Watching it.
Yeah. Tabby's got good stuff on her Cloud Hub, man. Better than anything I got. That's for sure. And you are what? Just Tabitha B or something like that? Or?
Hold on, I can't remember.
Yeah, I'll see. I'll see if I can find it before you can. Yeah, we got really slow internet here today for some reason. There you are. It's just at Tabitha Barnum. TABATHABARNUM. And
Still trying to share the damn.
yeah, and I'm still trying to get something to load up. Yeah.
What is that pile of cashews? Look like a grumpy baby.
What?
The way it's sitting, my brain making a critter out of it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so this is what Tabby was pertaining or referring to.
And tell me these chads aren't feds. Like, seriously? Seriously?
And
yeah,
this is
we all go to the same gym and we have the same boat club. Sure. Trump supporters all the way, I'm so sure. Matching watches, glasses, haircuts even. Like they didn't like you couldn't wear a wig today or a hat. No? Too much work? You were hoping there'd be too much to notice your obvious, resemblance to one motherfucking another.
and I guess this is
These are
from
also the same douchebags all drinking bottled water.
Yeah.
You know?
They are, yes.
Instead of coffee or some sort of bottled soda. Oh, God.
Yeah, so stupid.
We're just gonna walk around with our water because fitness.
Tony says he's gonna check you out on CloudHub. Yeah, she posts really good stuff. Yeah, she would be a good person to follow for this kind of stuff. Hey, Kevin Sorbo. He's a wrong thinker. There you go. I'm following him because he's a wrong thinker.
So you're gonna find a bunch of people on that list.
Yeah. Either follow somebody that I disagree with, that the establishment wishes would shut the fuck up. I'd rather follow that than somebody that I just totally agree with that, the establishment doesn't really care because they're not saying anything important. All right. Let's see. Melbourne, Australia. Well, that was 16 hours ago, though. Yeah. Yes, there has been protests. If you're just joining us, there has been protests all over the world today on the calendar date of September 18th, 2021. There's still apparently farmers protesting in but it seems hypocritical. Some of these places, they love to put on these big events and it's like, yay, everybody, don't worry about it. You're not going to give anybody anything and blah, blah, blah. But then as soon as them know that's a super spreader event. Shit. It's a bunch of bullshit. Okay. But January 6th DC rally apparently still going on. Hey, let's check it out.
Genetics, with a little bit of a specialty in infectious diseases. So he's going to talk a little bit about what he saw in Wuhan firsthand. That's a little bit in
Turn the microphone off.
right now.
Because it was.
Give us a break and all that.
So therefore,
They got 2 strikes already.
be concerned with staying within YouTube's terms of service. I will make this stream Friday, just so we're clear, like I did with the January 6th stuff. That's what I have to do.
Granny fell from the other countries.
You can go watch it. They got it on the web. Just so we're clear, you all understand? All right, cool. Thank you. Dan, I don't have
Barcelona.
live stream the Rumble. So I don't do Rumble. I live stream. That's my shit. So if I could live stream the Rumble, I would live stream the Rumble. I would add that into the mix.
You can. You just gotta pay.
I don't have a problem with it. Yes. Everything's great. Yes. TOS stands for No Truth Allowed. They decide what the truth is, and that's what makes them leftists. And the people who are in here, like Shiloh and the others, who are clearly leftists, yeah, they don't like it.
Does anybody else have this aviation cocktail? We'd say, would you like it?
The fuck? All right, sorry about that, folks. When people are like talking about the drinks they're drinking and all that, I'm sorry, I don't mean to subject you to that, and maybe I'm guilty of that as well. So I should probably say goodbye. Anything else you folks want to say before we go? I would like to go out with a bang, but yeah, I'm gonna.
You want to see what I'm writing real quick?
Yeah, baby. Cloud Hub.
Yeah, hold on. I haven't posted it to my Cloud Hub.
Okay, we'll go out without then. Like you tell me, and then
anyway,
I'll.
Some idiot posted this post, right, from jpost.com, which is an opinion area. It has nothing to do with actual facts. In fact, if you read the articles have no links to any kind of document. Anyways, so the post on the article here goes: Republican committee member who opposed mask mandates dies of COVID-19. Well, I read the entire article, and at the bottom of the article it goes, "Oh yeah, and he died suddenly of COVID-19. No medical documents, nothing."
just
squeeze
it in, huh?
And so my comment to the dipshit who posted this is literally no proof he had COVID. This article lists no links to med reports. This is an article written by a leftist commie pedophile loving trash. Fake news all the way. Sounds more like the left killed him to get him out of their way. Pelosi's name is written all over this death. Because he worked with Marjorie Taylor Greene. And
Marjorie Taylor Greene?
Yeah, and he was in charge of the election reform and the, audit. Like, he was one of the ones helping to push audits and stuff. And he was in control of a lot of money in Washington. And so, yeah, I had him offed. It's not COVID. They're literally trying to cover a Washington Hillary suiciding with COVID now. Keep that in mind. It's no longer they mask themselves in the back of the head twice under a bridge,
right?
While hand tied.
Yeah.
It's no longer a magic scenario like that. They moved from that to throw them off of high rises, and then that got too noticeable. So now it's all going to be COVID death suddenly and massively overnight. Spoon to death. No medical report. Just accept the fact that it's COVID death. Even though he was working to usurp the left's disgusting theft of the 2020 election. Now, there's nothing suspicious happening here. This doesn't have Pelosi and Schumer and Biden and fucking Kamala all over it, does it? Let's snuff out somebody who's a problem and see if we can get the other ones to back off, does it? Yeah. Sure. Yeah, it was definitely a legit thing happening here.
Right. Yeah. So, everybody, go out fighting.
But don't be afraid to fight physically.
Yeah, one way. Maybe, really start with the following. Fight and win by not giving in to the fear. Okay? The enemy using fear as their major weapon. Bluffing is part of that. The whole paper tiger thing is part of that. The whole, like, making you think that they're a lot more powerful and scary than they really are. Fear tactic thing. It's all bluffing. It's all in the art of war. It's just a typical thing. And we have to understand this is, we're living in an age where wars don't necessarily happen like what you see in the movies anymore with tanks and people. A lot of it is going on in your mind. And that's the best place to defeat it. Defeat hatred. Okay? Defeat their anger with mockery. Laugh at them. It's one of the best weapons you can ever use. Truth is another one. In their, in the face of overwhelming deception, use honesty. In the face of their hatred, project love. And screaming at you, I hate you so much. Laugh. Be happy. Mock them if you have to, but be happy. Be joyous. And why don't be. So, all right, folks. Well, I love you all because you're all human. All right, everyone. But yes, go out fighting. Fight darkness with joy and light. You all, everybody, just around the world, man, keep fucking fighting against this stuff. Light laughter. Good night.